Dick.
I think they just turned dick.
Oh, great.
But I don't
Hello,
know. I don't know who said it.
everyone, and welcome to Charmed Persons. As always, we're doing mullet style business at the top, and starting with Candlekeep tonight, bringing it back after I think like 5 to 6 months of a hiatus. The soon to be declared muffins, but not declared as the muffins just yet, are back with another adventure this evening. Later this week on Thursday, we have Curse of Strahd happening again. Tune in for that one. Sunday, we have our usual campaign 3, myself as a guest star. I'm very excited to be joining the Sunday sessions for a little bit. We'll see. And then the following Monday, so a week from tonight, we got to talk with me, with these two guys right here where they are in the stream. But yeah, tune in to talk with me next Monday. And that's pretty much our schedule for the next week. So we're gonna jump in since it's been so long. I almost wanted to do a full recap, but I realized that might take this entire session. So I'm just gonna recap last chapter of the adventures of the Muffins. So last session, we had, I think, 2 sessions to get through all of this, which was a feat in itself because a lot of stuff happened. To start the last chapter, you actually received a letter from Sprig, and they were asking for help cheering up a friend. And so you gathered the group as you normally would at the mouse trap just outside of Baldur's Gate and started your journey to Candlekeep. Along the way, you hypothesized if there is a friend or if it's just Sprig. You made up a fake adventure that you could take them or their friend on to cheer them up, and then also played the quiet game for I think probably about 3 days straight, which is a feat in itself. Once you arrived at Candlekeep, you guys met with Sprig, and they actually informed you their friend was now missing. There was a friend, and they were missing. You went to this friend's room at the House of Rest, had to pay for some damages to a door, but found out a little bit about them. And then you went to the location that they were last seen, which was a location within the Great Library itself. There, you found a book with a very ornate mirror on the front that led you to opening a portal into the Fey Wilds. Through this portal, you ventured forth through a meadow and found a place called the Temple of the Restful Lily. It seemed like just an ordinary spa. You guys paid your admission fees, changed into your robes, and then you split up, because that's always good to do. Mr. Thomas went to work out. Ryvar took a bath, and I mean, it made a friend in the baths as well. And then Opal and Ezra went to grab some food and drink, noting that this time Thane was not present, so he cannot be held accountable for anything that did it transpire after this moment. Um, when you started to ask around and question about this dwarf named Falthrax that you were searching for, you started to get some heads turned, specifically the 3 elves that seemed to be the curators of this establishment weren't exactly happy with the questions you were asking. And eventually, you also learned that the receptionist at the front desk, named Saith, turned out to be a fiend, and maybe knew a little bit more than he was leading on about what was going on. One thing led to another, and Opal, who is not here to also own up for that, but cast suggestion on this fiend to have him take you all to Falthrax. And he did, while Ezra made a distraction in another room, and the distraction did as it should have and attracted the attention of the elves, who then followed you and noticed that Saith wasn't himself, and a battle then ensued, and these 3 elves turned out to be hags, and all of the 3 hags and their minions attacked you, and there was a Medusa thrown in there. Thankfully, Mr. Thomas didn't get turned to stone by this Medusa. Shockingly, uh, he managed to escape, but at one point, you wound up taking Saith up on his offer to help, and he did, and probably helped you all from not completely dying because a lot of you were unconscious at various points in that fight. So with the hags and the minions dead, you found Falthrax within a tower that Saith did show you. You also learned that Falthrax and a couple others were cursed. So while some were trying to alleviate the curse, Ryvar made one last deal with Saith that involved the gift of an ivory drinking horn in order for him to notify Ryvar specifically if at some later point in life he meant this group any harm. Pretty smart decision. Just never know with fiends. um, and so then you find these paintings within the tower that is connected to each person in their cursed. You destroy the paintings also with the help of Cinnamon, Mr. Thomas's horse. Destroyed some of the paintings as well. And you realized that the Medusa was actually the original curator of this temple. And you were able to free her, and she will be restoring the temple to its former glory of an actual house of rest or relaxation, and a true temple to Soon. Upon that, you came back to Candlekeep, heroes of the day, went back to Baldur's Gate, and had the last couple months to yourselves to recoup, maybe do a little shopping, maybe hang out with each other. We'll see what transpired during those 3 months very soon. But that is what happened on previously on Candlekeep.
Cue the theme
So,
song.
I know, cue it.
Candlekeep, we're keeping candles, they're always gonna stay lit in our presence.
Muffins.
Nailed it.
Perfect. So anyway, we're gonna start with Ryvar. And I'm gonna ask each of you for a brief moment to say any significant things that might have happened or you might have done over the last 3 months after everything that has happened to you thus far. And if there are any notable shopping items that could be fun for both me and the stream to know that might be part of your inventory since you have a decent amount of gold also from the adventures you've been taking.
Right, yeah. I think that Ryvar is probably actually starting to feel pretty good about his time with the group. I think that, we're starting to get to the point of where Ryvar's really starting to accept this kind of as a chosen family. And so I think that he's actually doing pretty well. He definitely has spent some time searching for Kurok, to seeing if he can find them, knowing that he probably will not be able to, but just not being able to help himself, but probably less so than he has in between other missions. He has been working with his mentor a lot on his training, and has always relied on fire as one of his elements, as a way of four elements monk. And during this time, a lot more than others, he has really embraced the other elements and has gotten better, specifically with water and air, and manipulating those elements around him, which has been fulfilling for him. And I also think that if she would be okay with it, he continues his training sessions with Ezra. Not only working on her, just kind of controlling her magic, but also, I think, trying as much as she is willing. He doesn't push her too hard on teaching her how to calm herself when things feel overwhelming. And to center oneself as a monk. That is something that he has had to learn to do, and kind of control his anger in that way. And I think that he's trying to, for the first time, really actually bestow some wisdom if he can, but he doesn't push her too much. He also got a really cool new tattoo. Ryvar, he's a dragonborn, a BrassScale dragonborn. Hey, there he is. He's a BrassScale dragonborn. And so tattoos work a little bit differently with Dragonborn. Instead of like ink on the scales, a very like small metal instrument is taken to kind of like engrave in the scales this etching. And it's quite big. It starts on his upper back, and it is a formation of waves that curl and crest over his shoulders. Um, and so he's kind of repping some new art in that way. And yeah, I think that's pretty much Ryvar. That's what he's been up to. Probably hanging with. I think maybe occasionally, probably not a ton, maybe a few times. He goes out and like either runs alongside Sir Gallent riding, or runs alongside Thane, turned into some kind of like tiger or something like that, and to like just for fun and to like challenge himself and stuff like that. But I think for the first time, Ryvar is kind of like stepping out of his comfort zone a little bit and just kind of like enjoys himself and the new friends that he's made over these few.
Love it. We'll go over to Ezra since you were likely a big part of Ryvar's story and see how these trainings and wisdom giving moments have affected you.
Yeah, I think perfectly so. Having these trainings and these meditations with Ryvar, I think Ezra still wild, still kind of all over the place. But I do get a bend luck now at level 6 with which is like a little bit more control over the wild magic element and is like helpful to her party. So I think that kind of plays out in this beautiful like, oh yeah, it might not look like how Ryvar wants it to look specifically, but in Ezra's own way, she is taking in these lessons and putting them out how they translate for her. I think she after the last adventure, she tried to go back to the mortuary and work. I think every time she comes back from an adventure, she like goes in there like she works there, and they're like, no, you haven't been here for like a few months, or like you
Yeah.
didn't come for a week. And she's like, oh, okay, well, I'll be in the back. And so she finally, I think, is starting to, in the last like few weeks or so, stop going as frequently. She's been working on her latest comic inspired by the adventures at the spa, in which is about a lady turning into a giant scorpion. So that's what she's been working on. And I would like to think, JMO, if you would allow this, one time she was working in a public space, whether it was like a tea shop or whatever, and someone saw her editions and were like a little bit enthralled with them. So she's become a little bit of a local publishing celebrity with like a few copies of her comic book, making big waves at the, what's the market called? The Amber Dune?
The Wide is the market.
The Wide. Amber Dune was the bad
Jackal
guys.
Wares.
Yeah, no, thank you. She specifically sets up her tent across from Amber Dune if they're still there and like mean mugs them, especially that stupid kid. But yeah, she's just been bopping around, definitely hanging out with Ryvar. Probably has begged and begged and begged Sir Thomas, or it's Thomas, to ride Cinnamon. Because he was just so good and well behaved at the spa and like really supports you. And
Yeah.
that's really
Oh, yeah.
cool. And oh, and then the last thing is that she, in the kind of quiet moments, has started exploring what is going on with these like resurgences of memories that she keeps having. She found out she could play the harp. She was like thinking there was another one that was like a revelation I wrote down somewhere. But she's like, oh, okay. So she like found a harp and like played it and was like, whoa, why do I know how to play this? And like is trying to dig into what that all means.
Amazing. Cool. All right. Let's go with Mr. Thomas. How are you and Cinnamon doing?
Yes, Mr. Thomas. Not quite sir yet. Still Mr. Thomas.
But close. We're close.
Close.
Chad. Be ready.
Very close to being knighted for some heroic deed that has yet to be determined or done. But for now, Mr. Thomas is he's become very religious, which is maybe hard to believe because he's already been pretty religious, but he's put himself full force into his god Tyr, who is a lawful good god of like justice. And Tyr is depicted as being like maimed or like injured, and it's all about kind of overcoming like sacrifices essentially. So Mr. Thomas has really gotten deep into that and is like going on pilgrimages to like remote places if he can, and going like under hunger strikes. I think maybe even the priests at the Temple of Tyr are telling him like, you don't have to do this, but he's determined to like show his faith. And he also, you know, the rest of the Muffins group he's kind of felt like his own family as well, and the more he cares about the rest of the people in the party, I think the more annoying he becomes, because he's constantly trying to get them to pray and become part of his church, and he's really desperately worried that they're all going to go to hell, so he's constantly badgering about it. But just generally trying to keep in touch, of course. And then Cinnamon, my beautiful horse, is takes Cinnamon on long walks every day, goes on rides through the forest every day for hours and hours, and enlists Cinnamon in a bunch of competitions, whatever horse competitions I can find, whether it's dressage or jumping or whatever. just trying to get Cinnamon's name out there.
Thomas, I have a really good competition for you. It's in a little country called Paris.
Just a short ride away from
Paris. Yeah, it's a little south, and it is a country in this world.
I would love to imagine that Mr. Thomas plays polo.
Absolutely. Absolutely plays polo. And then, of course, I don't want to, snock Thane, and we've had so many good times together, but now that I can conjure my horse at will, I still take the time to take Thane out riding when needed. And,
You don't find-
You give
you
him a
don't find
pity
Thane.
ride every
Oh,
once in
you
a
don't
while.
You don't
Thane?
find Thane.
Oh,
You go to your usual meeting spot. He's not there.
Ooh.
I'm soul searching, and I spent like four days praying about it. I don't actually search for you. I send you a bunch of letters. Thane, help, please, I'm so sorry.
every time Ryvar and Thane work out, Ryvar's like, listen, he told me to tell you, he says, hi, I would really appreciate not being the middleman in this situation.
I don't want to talk about Mr. Thomas.
Okay, yes. Anyway, first one to get there.
And go.
Yeah, that's Mr. Thomas, and I on one of my pilgrimages acquired my ring of jumping, which is only used for sport
Of course, naturally.
so far.
All right. Well, on that note, Thane, everybody else of the group came back and told you about this crazy adventure they just had without you.
Yep.
Right after you basically saved all their lives
Right.
just before that. So
Well,
how are
Thane
you
heard
feeling?
about Cinnamon, so he definitely took a lot of time in the woods by himself, just doing some soul searching. He did enter those horse competitions as a different horse to try and keep an eye on
Scandal.
Mr. Thomas. I don't know how he did. He probably didn't win any of them, because he's not used to being a horse. I mean, that's really all he did. Is a lot of soul searching out in the woods. He one day fell asleep outside, and he was awoken by his staff glowing, and that's how he got his moon sickle, as it's got like a crescent moon instead of a I don't know, blade. That's about it. I think he maybe found somebody new to ride him every now and then, but ride him good. But I think other than that is
I hate it.
I think that is all that they did.
Of course, this is when Bees joins the chat. I'm sorry, Bees.
Hey,
welcome.
So I think Thane shows up like really just like dirty and muddy, just like because he was just out in the mud.
Just all the time, every time anyone except Mr. Thomas, because he's not allowed to visit.
Doesn't see me.
But you're cool with everybody else generally. Yeah. Okay. Cool. Just checking.
Yeah.
All right, then what I would love my players to do to kick off the session, see how it's going to be kicked off, is each of you roll a D100.
What?
What?
Okay. How exciting.
Roll the twin D100.
34.
34?
92.
Ooh, a 92.
6.
A 6. Okay.
30.
30. All right. I was looking for the highest, and I just didn't want to do a basic roll 20. So, Thane, as you are, we'll say, coming back into town after some time away, so you look as described, covered in mud, dirty, ready to get back home and just, maybe take a shower, maybe wallow in the dirt for a while, who knows. But as you're heading back into the city, around the same time entering the city, from behind you, you hear a soft voice and a little tap on your shoulder to get your attention. As they say, excuse me, and you turn around and you see a female dragonborn. She is wearing a robe you know well as a purple robe of the avowed scribes from Candlekeep. And as you turn around to face her, she says, so sorry to disturb you. My name is Pelk. I was sent here by Tellus, and you're Thane, correct?
Yes, Thane. How can I help you?
Oh, excellent. We have quite the important task for you and your friends again. Candlekeep kind of needs your help once more. And I'm sent as kind of a messenger.
I get to be a part of it this time. Great.
Oh, you weren't. Are you not a part of the group? I'm sorry.
I thought I was. I didn't get an invite last time. I'm not salty about it. I'm not bitter. How can I help you?
Yes, well, I can relay all the information to you now, or I'm at least going to stay the night here, so I can also meet with everyone later if that would be easier. Whichever.
Yeah, let's meet later. I have a terrible memory. So yeah, that'll be great.
Okay. Where and when should I meet? How long do you need to kind of gather everyone?
I don't know, maybe like 2 hours. Meet at that. What was the name of the place? Little lion.
Mousetrap.
What was it called?
Mousetrap.
Yeah, we can meet at the Mousetrap. Let's say sundown.
Sure. Okay. Great. And
Bye.
as the the dragonborn turns and walks away, you notice that they are actually accompanied by a woman in armor with a sword and shield on her back, but you do not recognize this woman.
Okay.
So you go. Who do you go to search for first, Thane?
Probably Ryvar. I think I know where Ryvar usually hangs out.
Okay. We'll say it's probably midday. By the time you would have gotten up from wherever you were camping and made your way back, it's about midday. We'll say for the sake of brevity, that Ryvar and Ezra are training, and you know them both well enough to know that where they train at the top of Dusthawk Hill. So you go there first to hopefully find both of them at the same time. And Ryvar and Ezra, as you guys are training at the top of this hill, you see Thane jumping up towards you.
Hi, Thane.
Hey, we got a mission. Got contacted by a scribe. We're meeting at the Mousetrap.
Oh,
you guys in?
Oh, they invited you this time?
Oof.
Yeah. Didn't get lost in the mail.
Good.
Good.
I was
I'm
worried
glad.
about that.
Yeah.
All right. Well, yes. No. Let's go.
Yeah.
Oh, did I say something
Can one of you
bad?
get Mr. Thomas?
I will. I will.
Thank you.
And I horse girl gallop towards Mr. Thomas's house.
And then Ryvar and Thane, do you both go to search for Opal, or do you divide and conquer?
Yeah, we would go to Opal. Yeah,
Yeah.
we would go look
Okay.
for Opal.
It's just like, she doesn't need an invite this time.
She's not invited now.
There always has to
I
be
think
one
it's only
person
fair.
now.
I think it's only fair. You know that happened to you.
One of us gets left out every time.
Yeah, it'll never be me. But yeah.
It could never be me.
Could never. We all know Ryvar's the leader. So
Foreshadowing
we'll
because
say
it happens to me in like 4 missions or whatever. Anyway, sorry.
it's because we know the future. So Ryvar and Thane, you go searching for Opal. Can't seem to find her. You check all the usual spots. You see the Temple of Agma. You check her apartment. You check just like the market, on the bookstores, like everywhere you think that she might be, you just can't find her. So you spend most of the afternoon just trying to find Opal, and she's just nowhere to be found. And as far as I know, neither of you have any sending spells or anything to try and contact her outside of just looking in those spots.
I mean, there's
I'm
only
sure
so much we can do.
Yeah, I'm sure she's safe. She knows what she's doing.
Yes, I think it's better that we don't find her. It's like, as in, no sign of struggle or anything like that.
Don't want to find Opal?
No, I
want Opal to be gone?
No, that's not what I'm saying, Thane.
Is this what you said about me when I was
No, Thane, I said I was very sad.
The more you look around, the less I believe.
No, I'm looking around to show I'm natural.
That's the
And a
least
lot of
natural
rabbit
thing I've ever seen.
Do you leave a note or anything to Opal, or just?
I don't think Ryvar would have thought of that.
Okay, great.
Don't.
So
I don't know if I
nothing.
can
Once again, sorry. And then Ezra, we'll say, you see Mr. Thomas and Cinnamon kind of in just some like more open area, more towards the outskirts of the city proper, practicing polo. And you just see him riding around on Cinnamon with a
love
stick
when he
and
does
hitting a
this.
ball around.
This still feels made up and I love it.
Oh,
this isn't
Ezra.
a real sport, is it? This is you tell me every time it's real and I still don't believe you.
I sidle up to Ezra. Hiya! Ha! And I get off the horse.
Who are you saying that to? Did you tell the horse to go, but then you got off of it?
Yes, I tell the horse to go, so it gets up to you. Then I get off the horse and I spend 15 seconds whispering into Cinnamon's ears that you can't hear. Ezra, it's so good to see you. Yes, this is a real sport, and in fact, I'm hoping to become a professional soon.
That's crazy. Are you good at it? I can't tell.
Well, so far, not good, but as they say, practice makes perfect, and I will practice this until I am good.
Okay. The tenacity of you.
Yes, thank you.
Wow. Well, I've been getting better at everything I've done lately with Ryvar, so chances are the same is going to be the same.
Yeah. Yes, your training sessions with Ryvar, that is a beautiful thing. Got to keep our team in fighting spirits for all the evil that is in the world.
Yeah, and look at this one. Look what I can do. And I will cast. Can I cast?
Oh God.
Is Cinnamon is a familiar, right, or a steed?
Yes, kill Cinnamon.
It's the find steed spell, so it's not
so
familiar.
You can, but you can like call.
Yeah, I mean, because even last session when you got to the Feywild, he took the time to like summon Cinnamon, so you can assume it is some sort of magical entity that he can get back if it should die.
I am going to look really hard at Cinnamon, and then I'm going to say, "Hey, get on Cinnamon real quick.
You don't have to ask me twice. Haha.
And I'm gonna cast Fly on Cinnamon.
Oh my god.
I'll like pat her as he's getting up on her, and
What's
she
crazy to
can
me is that that's
float in the
mechanically
air.
possible.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
So she flies
I've
in
never
the air.
thought about casting fly on a horse before.
Because why would you, you know?
Yeah.
So yeah, now technically you have a flying speed of 60 feet.
What has happened? Cinnamon! Dance in the air, Cinnamon! Dance! I just like fly away. I just fly into the sky.
Wait, go to Candlekeep. Or no, go to the mousetrap.
Just meet us at Candlekeep.
Ezra, do you want to ride?
Send 'em.
I plan to take Cinnamon now that Cinnamon can fly permanently. I plan to take Cinnamon to the mousetrap.
No, go without me. And
Andy,
then
Alright.
that
just-
was a wild magic spell, correct?
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Go ahead and give me a roll.
And it was at 3rd level. I did it at. Because why would I not, you know?
So this is a 6 or below, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's an 8, so.
Oh man.
But now
So
we're at
close.
7.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, for those joining the stream that might not have before, we've homebrewed a little bit of the wild magic rules, and it starts at the base as it usually does, but the more use of wild magic in a day, the more the threshold goes up, just to add a little spice to the sessions that we have.
A little
It just
bit.
ensures that there's always going to be
Little,
some kind of
just a
wild
little
magic
extra,
happening,
you
which
know.
is dope.
Yeah.
And I'll just like wave and then slowly just casually walk to the mousetrap.
I'm just flying through the air,
I
making
would
sure
like
that people
to.
see me on my way to the mousetrap.
Yeah, which you did say that you needed to meet at sundown, which was not told to Mr. Thomas.
Nope.
So
Why would I say that?
people might not be there yet because it's still like
We're still looking
afternoon.
for
There's
Opal.
still a couple hours.
Yeah,
Still
probably
trying to
while
find
we
Opal at
probably
this
while we were
point.
looking for Opal, I was like,
Was
"Oh,
that- was that
Thane,
Mr.
Thane, don't
Thomas?
look up right now. Don't do it.
was gonna say,
You're gonna be
"Son of a
mad.
bitch can fly."
You're gonna be mad. It's okay. You can fly too, right?
I can't.
Oh,
No.
Can't.
no, it's okay. It's okay. Oh no.
I'm half the horse, Mr. Cinnamon.
Oh, how long does it take to get to how long would it take to get to the mousetrap from where he was?
As the horse flies.
As the horse
11 minutes.
flies,
As the
not
horse
long at all.
That's hysterical.
Not
That's
long
the
at
name
all.
of this episode.
As
Okay,
the
good.
horse
If-
flies.
As long as it's less than 10 minutes, because if it's more than 10 minutes at one point, they just fall out of the air.
Mr. Thomas,
Yes.
you would do some tricks in the air, right? I mean, you would enjoy this moment.
Cinnamon and I have been working on our dressage routine, and so once we get to a place in the sky that is visible for most people, we just start dancing in the sky.
A nice cruising
Not-
altitude.
Isn't that the guy
Not
who was in the
knowing-
stocks a few months ago?
Isn't that the hunger strike guy? Not knowing how long it would take as the horse flies to get to this tavern, how long roughly do you think you would embellish your journey a little bit?
Well, certainly more than 10 minutes for sure.
I mean, yeah, for sure. If I gain the ability to fly all of a sudden, I'm not spending 10 minutes up in the air.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm not landing before 10 minutes without knowing the duration.
Cool. So we'll say you get you know what, Matt? Odds or evens?
This is the end of Mr. Thomas.
This is his goldfish moment.
Odds.
Odds?
Ezra, just kill me?
Okay. So so you get
escalated
pretty
in a way I
close
wasn't.
to Rivington, the outer city. But the spell ends right as you are going over the river. And so the flight ends and you come spiraling down into the river
Oof.
and now have to get both yourself who I'm assuming, I don't actually know if you practice polo in full armor, but if you do, you're in full armor and with a horse now in the river, needing to rescue yourself and get across.
God.
I should have taken water polo classes. I am, of course, a incredibly strong paladin, and my first and foremost concern is Cinnamon, and I tried to lift Cinnamon out of the water and place her delicately on land to recuperate.
What?
He throws the horse out of water.
It's still a horse.
We'll say timing of all of this.
A war horse at that.
You get dropped kind of right in the center of this river, and it's a flowing river. So it takes you a good distance away out of the city, and you have to then turn around and walk back. So you all arrive at the mousetrap at about close to dusk and sunset at the time you're supposed to. Unfortunately, Mr. Thomas not arriving early anymore despite his flying horse.
So he is there, though?
He is there. Yes.
Why are you so wet?
Yes, you see him. He has not dried.
Huzzah! Ezra.
Was that fun? Isn't that cool? Ryvar, I did the flying thing.
Oh.
Yes. I don't mean, this is no slight on you, of course, but it seems as though you have ended this before Sin and I had a chance to really fulfill our destiny in the skies.
Do you want me to do it again?
Yes. Can you do it forever?
I cast fly.
Cinnamon can fly once more.
On Cinnamon, but
we'll
Mr.
say you're
Thomas
all just outside.
You're
You're like meeting outside this tavern before you walk into the mousetrap, and Cinnamon starts just like floating just a little bit, not taking off, not leaving.
Well, we need to
Mr. Thomas yet, but
we have a meeting.
I did get a 7.
Oh fuck! We're not even starting this session.
We're never gonna get to this.
In the middle of the city. Okay,
Cinnamon is flying around without Mr. Thomas on.
Oh
give
my
me
god!
D100.
I hope that we get a long rest before this though, because that was 2 of my 3.
I hope we don't. I hope you feel punished.
Hey, Mr. Thomas wanted this.
He did. Very nicely.
28.
28. All right.
Mr. Thomas should not get what he wants most times. I'll just say.
That's not as fun, but okay.
Okay.
You don't see anything happen.
Okay, cool.
Okay.
I'm a little disappointed. A little bit.
You could have lied.
I'm not gonna do that.
Are we going in?
She'll probably cast it again, and we'll get a second try.
Yeah.
Does it reset the wild magic table?
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Technically,
it does.
Even though we didn't.
All right,
see
we're
it.
back at 0.
Well, somebody could catch that horse.
Cinnamon, please be free.
It's really getting up there.
Don't worry, Cinnamon will come back down eventually.
Yeah, you say be free, and it's just.
I mean, does Cinnamon know the concept of 10 minutes?
God no.
No.
That horse is going to die.
I barely know the concept of 10 minutes. Cinnamon, just fly. Just live your life. You're a Pegasus now.
We'll say for the safety of the citizens of Baldur's Gate that won't get crushed by a horse, Cinnamon heads out of the city and into the wilderness beyond as being set free. That's what the horse would do.
Yeah, that's true. I can vouch for that.
Yeah,
you are a horse.
Okay, well, good to see all of us together again. Glad that we started on such a great note. Should we go inside?
Yes.
Yeah, let's go inside.
Thane. Hey, are you still mad at me?
I'm inside. I've left this conversation.
If you do that, I'm gonna put a hand on Mr. Thomas's shoulder and say, hey, just take it slow, okay? Take it slow.
Is he mad at me?
Yes, pissed.
Why?
Because you have a flying fucking horse. Let's go inside, okay?
Okay.
As you guys enter Thane, you see the Dragonborn and the female human-looking woman, seated at a table, a large kind of rectangular table, knowing that more people are going to be joining them soon. They each have a drink in front of them and like some snackies that they've been nibbling on but haven't ordered much more.
We're meeting with them.
Ryvar, you know that the woman that is with the Dragonborn is Wayla.
Oh! Oh! And I walk up, hello, Wayla. It is good to see you again. I don't know if you remember me, Ryvar, BrassScales.
She stands up, gives you a big old hug. Oh, of course I remember you.
How are you doing? How are you? This is, everyone, this is Wayla. She was with me and Opal, on that, to that, was it a mine?
The platinum mine, yeah.
Yeah, to the platinum mines.
Very spooky things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is
Hello,
this is
Wayla.
Thane and Mr. Thomas and this is Ezra, the one we were telling you.
Oh, nice to meet you all. I've heard, of course, many things of all of you, from your many adventures that you've had with those of us in Candlekeep.
Do you have a horse?
I do not. I mean, not
Okay,
at least.
good. We have enough
Gotta
horses.
get one.
Okay, sure.
And I kind of meet her eyes and like raise my eyebrows as I'm kind of like I'm trying to give a look of like, because when we went on that mission it was me, Opal, and her. And me and Opal the entire time we're talking about how we were like, thank God we don't have the other buffoons with us. And I kind of give her a look of like, see what I'm talking about?
Yeah. She reads it and she's like,
Yeah.
But I shared with everybody what Wayla looks like. Like I said, she looks human, but when the light catches her skin, there's a little bit of a glisten of a rainbow that you notice. But she is fully clad in armor. She has a sword and shield currently on her back. And as Ryvar knows, she is part of the guard within Candlekeep itself. I think later is when she becomes sergeant. So she's not sergeant yet, but in the future she'll become sergeant. So, but she's just a guard right now.
So Wayla, what brings you here? I'm assuming it's not just to see my pretty face.
Unfortunately, not. But I will leave that to Pelk to inform you all. I'm mostly here to accompany you if you choose to accept. Just by the nature of this and not knowing what exactly we might be getting into, they thought you could use a little extra help, and it is pretty of great importance to Candlekeep that this be handled well.
Be lucky to have you.
Thank you. Yeah. Appreciate that. She kind of nods to Pelk, who like stands up awkwardly at the table after you've all sat down as like, thank you for coming to my meeting kind of vibes. And she out of her pack gets a book and puts it on the table in front of her, but doesn't do anything with it yet as she addresses you all and says, well, a little backstory is that Candlekeep itself, being a coastal town, has relied a lot on trade by the sea to have its livelihood kept up, specifically with a lot of sea life traded for various goods with a group of Gripply that is just north of Candlekeep itself. They've been supplying us with the giant crab meat that they kind of farm, as that is their main trade, and we trade back with them and such, and it's been a very lucrative experience for both of us for a very long time.
I love that crab meat.
It's delicious. I don't think you can find it better on the Sword Coast, but that's just maybe my personal opinion. Unfortunately, over the last 2 to 3 weeks, it seems that supplies and communications have slowly been dwindling away to where now they are non-existent. We have not heard from the trading post or village of the Gripply in quite some time. We have no way to communicate with them. We haven't really sent anyone to the trading post in the last week or so, and those that have come from there said that there seemed to be a great influx of the Gripply people into the trading post, which is not their village, and that seems to be concerning. There was also a report of a group of humanoids that came to their village, seemed peaceful. We're going to help them kind of uh, revitalize their old village that are in the what is it called? The Cloakwood, which is just south of the forest, just south of here. That's where they live, and they seemed peaceful and were peaceful, but then another separate group of the same humanoids showed up and were very much not peaceful and seemed to prefer killing and capturing of the Gripply, and thus are concerned for that people and the trade that would come out of it as well for Candlekeep, and having a relationship with these people. We do hope that you will help and try to save them, run out these. I don't know if it's bandits or what it might be, but it seems like the Gripply people need help, and we thought of you all.
Well, of course we will help. It sounds like if anyone is doing bad, immoral things, then our group will be there to stop them.
Yes. Definitely not joining on.
Thank you for agreeing with me, Thane.
Great. In that case, I am authorized to let you peruse this book that I brought from Candlekeep. So here, and she'll kind of push it forward. I was not authorized to necessarily read it, but Tellis says that it could provide some important information about maybe what could be going on. I was told that this is not a historical text. It seems to be either fictional or a warning of some sort, but seems too on the nose to ignore. And as you look forward, they push a bound book with two pretty thick leather straps around a green book. It looks a little dusty, a little worn, like it's probably sat on the shelves of Candlekeep for years and years before being brought here for you guys to see. And you can see there is no title on the book itself, but this, as you can see in the picture, it is referred to as a book of cylinders.
Cylinders.
Yeah, just let me not let Thane take that. That's not Opal. Not Opal, you are our book. You're the book boy.
I am the book boy.
Book boy.
Yes.
Book boy Thane.
Start perusing.
BBT.
All right.
Everybody stand back.
So you unclasp the leather straps that's holding this book together. And as you do so, you actually see that this book is not a book, it's a box. And it is a box that
Back up, I'm the box girl.
Yeah, I stand back.
I gotta
like,
put
whoa.
This guy is out of my depth. I have no idea what I'm doing.
I got it.
Ezra pushes Thane to the side and comes up. And Ezra, you see within this box, there are 3 cylinders that look to be decorated with some etchings on them all the way around these cylinders. And you also see a linen bag that has the image of a water droplet stitched to the outside of it.
Oh, this is intricate. What fine craftsmanship. Does it look familiar?
Nope.
Can we all see
roll
this?
for it. Yes. Yeah,
Is
you
it-
can all see it as long
What
as
if I put the cylinders in the bag?
the bag is not big enough. It's like a small
Ugh.
kind of
What's
more
in
pouch than bag.
Is there anything in the bag?
Nice.
You open the bag.
Yeah.
We're playing D&D.
You open the bag and you see clay dust within the bag.
Very disappointing.
Is this like a
And-
craft, Wayla? What is this?
Pelk and Wayla are both kind of looking at you all expectantly. And Pelk
Should
leans
I?
forward.
You want me to?
No,
Oh.
Eat
sorry,
the
I
bag.
figured you would know what to do with it. Do you not?
No, you can't just hand us a bunch of stuff and be like, well, you gotta give us like, tell us usually like sent us somewhere. And then we figure it out through the power of friendship.
Cylinders like fit together.
They don't fit together, but if you're examining the cylinders
Don't tell me,
themselves,
don't tell me.
You can't really gain anything from examining the cylinders besides that it's clear that there are text on there. And what languages do you speak?
I was gonna ask this.
Me?
Common, Elvish, Sylvan, Dwarvish, and Druidic.
You notice that there are dwarvish writings on these cylinders.
Does anybody else speak Dwarvish?
No.
Dwarvish.
Draconic.
What is this?
Only Elvish, Infernal, Draconic, Deep Speech in common.
Only.
I met a dwarf in college. He taught me how. I wasn't in college. The dwarf was in college.
I thought it was cool that I was trilingual.
Should we put the dust in the cylinders?
Oh well, what does it say? Dwarf.
Because it's like script wrapped around, it's difficult to truly
Huh?
like read it just as that without like kind of losing your spot. Pelk steps forward and says, I can if I may, and reach and holds her hand out for the bag.
Yeah.
She takes the bag, finds kind of a clear area on this table, takes her glass of water, dumps some of the clay dust out, and adds water until she can kind of mold it into clay.
The droplet.
Clay.
She will
droplet.
then
Make a pinch pot.
roll it out. So then she takes the cylinders and rolls it along the clay to have basically
my
written
god.
out.
Wait, go back. I want to do that.
That's way better.
I like take the clay and like mush it around and then do it again.
Oh,
So it's like,
okay.
Kind of
There are
dark
3 of them.
magic
You
is
could have
this?
just done it to the other 2.
Dang it. Okay, I do the other 2.
Alright, these are technically books again. Thane, you're in.
Check it in. Tap me in. All right.
All right, Thane is tapped in, and thankfully you can read dwarfish.
Dorcas.
Story.
What
You
did
can
you
read
just call me?
Dorcas.
What did you just call me?
Thane can read Darkus.
Got him.
So upon examining these 3 cylinders and understanding after you kind of read them all that they do kind of have some sort of chronological order to them. So you see a depiction mixed with writing and some crude imagery. A story that shows what you can assume to be the Gripply people. I would say that they're a common enough entity that you know they're at least frog folk, even if you haven't met them before.
Oh, I know some Gripplies. They're good people.
So you see basically a short story
distant
about the
cousin.
Gripply people, them, yeah. That they are giant crab farmers. They have, you know, a village in which they do things like this through. They're a peaceful people, and just kind of tells you about them very briefly. A second story tells you about serpent-like creatures lurking around a Gripply village. And kind of shows them lurking, shows them full rush attacking the village, and then shows kind of the aftermath of an attack of some crumpled buildings, giant crabs escaping back into the ocean, things like that. And then the final cylinder shows even further aftermath of this attack of just a decimated village. No building is left standing except a singular temple in the center that is still overrun with serpent-looking creatures that you don't recognize.
Ew.
Sad story. Why are we reading? Why is this where we're going?
Well, Pelk speaks up. Well, like I said, this isn't a historical text, but it reads almost as a warning, and we couldn't ignore it with how similar it seems to what might be happening to the Gripply right now.
We gotta save him, you guys. It was so captivating. If this is real, we shouldn't let this happen to anybody.
Should move quickly to avoid that ending.
Let's go. We gotta go right now.
How
At
far
this
away?
point, Wayla speaks up and says, "Well, there are a few options of how to get there. Either by, well, really just two options, by land or by sea. By land will take longer, and there's no guarantee how to get to the village that is in the Cloakwood, or we can go by sea. One of the trading galleons that actually comes to Candlekeep, we know to be currently in Baldur's Gate, and can depart from here and take us to at least the trading post where a lot of the refugees currently are, and we can gain some more information at that point."
Seems like an easy choice.
I like the boat. I've never been on a boat before.
Sure, you love
I'm
the idea of
sorry.
a boat, don't you, Thomas?
I'll ride Cinnamon on land with an eyesight.
I don't think that's the way it works.
Fine, we will go on a boat.
Thank you, sir. I mean, Mr. Thomas. I don't know why I would call you sir. It's crazy.
Just wait.
Well, and this is Wayla again. I'm happy to talk to this captain this evening and see if they can depart in the morning. I doubt they'll depart this evening due to how late it is. So if you want to meet at the docks at dawn, we can at least get started at that point.
All right.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
And Pelk will be remaining here until we can return, and I'll be escorting her back. But if we need anything, she'll be at Baldur's Gate and can hopefully assist if we can get her a message in some way. But
Great.
Great.
We will not fail, and if
great.
these serpents are truly befouling this place, then we will cut off their heads.
We'll stop.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thane rolls his eyes.
Again, I am here just to help. I leave you all to the main adventuring, but I will do what I can to help in whatever way I can. I do have some healing abilities and like to think I'm rather good with my swords, so
You ever fight a snake before?
You're a great addition, Wayla.
a snake, sure, but a serpent creature like depicted here, no, I can't say that I have.
Okay, man, that would have been nice if you had. All right, no, great. I'm excited to have you on board.
Great, seems like it.
All right, we'll see you at the docks in the morning.
Excellent. We'll be staying, and she mentions an inn that's closer to the docks as well, as where Pelk will be staying until your return. So, knowing that you have a, how long is it? It's about a day and a half to get to this trading post from Baldur's Gate.
Okay.
So you have the evening to prepare for the journey, do anything you need to before we head to the docks in the morning. Is there anything or any conversations you'd like to have? Either at this inn or separately?
Thane, how are things going? I've been trying to see you, and I was wondering if you wanted to go for a ride. And
Anybody want to grab a drink?
yes, I do. Me.
I do too.
I will also grab a
drinks?
drink.
3 drinks coming up.
And me. Huzzah.
Ryvar, can you tell Mr. Thomas that I'm not getting him a drink?
Mr. Thomas, you heard him.
Can you tell Ryvar?
No, I won't. No, this is where I draw the line. I won't do this. But you can talk to each other like men.
You pass a note from him, but you won't pass.
I'm a rabbit.
You're still a man, aren't you?
I don't know.
Gender's
We're all men
gender's
here.
fluid.
Fine. You know what, Thane? I don't want your approval as a friend.
Listen, if we are about to go out on an adventure, the two of you need to be on better page. Chemistry is important to adventure.
I'm not the one who broke someone else's heart, so.
Okay, so Thane has expressed some of his feelings. What is your response, Mr. Thomas?
Look, I found a better horse, and I'm sorry.
Oh, Mr. Thomas, that's not the way we have this conversation.
I tried.
You tried. I can't fault you for it. Listen, go get us some drinks. You deserve a moment away from this.
A better fucking horse.
Hey, Mr. Thomas, to be frank, what the fuck was that?
I'm sorry. I don't know. He was just being kind of mean and rude to me, and I felt.
How was he being mean and rude? He told you he has a hurt. He's a hurt man.
I know.
Or bunny or whatever he is.
I know. I'm sorry. I'll apologize. I just really want him to like me, and I was getting really upset.
How in the world did you think that saying you found a better horse would make him like you?
I thought that, he would understand, like, oh, it's obvious why I chose Cinnamon, because it's not like I would want a worse horse, because that's like my whole thing.
I think what you should say is you should express the connection that you and Cinnamon have, and that Cinnamon is literally a part of you, and that it's not Thane's fault that he can't compete with that. That's something that you could maybe say, but just calling him better, that's not the way to run about it. Right. Ezra, what are your thoughts on this situation?
Well, now I'm thinking maybe if no one is gonna take Thane up on his offer of being a horse to ride around, maybe I would.
Okay.
Do you think Thane would be okay with that?
I
don't think it's ever gonna be as awkwardly intimate as Mr. Thomas and Thane.
Yeah.
Wait, was it intimate? I thought you guys were just like buddies, doing that.
Anytime I'm on the back of the horse, it's a really intimate experience for both of us.
Oh. Yeah.
I don't know. I was hanging a lot around the pleasure houses, and they use the same terminology in a lot of the same ways. Like, no one says ride me that much,
Oh, goodness. Where's Opal?
I got 4 drinks. Oops. 3 drinks.
Thane, I would like to speak with you.
Thane, if after he's done, I have a follow-up.
Okay, I mean, are we going on one-on-ones, or are we just going to speak in front of everybody?
I'm going to speak right now candidly in front of everyone.
I would like that.
My earlier comments about being a better horse were out of line and frankly rude, and I don't know if I deserve to be your friend after that, but I want to be. And I want you to know that I chose Cinnamon because Cinnamon is deeply part of who I am as a person and a being, and I summon Cinnamon from my own deep recesses of my mind and my religion, and we don't have that connection, Thane, and I would love to ride you some days, and because of course I would, and I miss that deeply, and of course Ezra could ride you, that's fine, and I'm not going to be jealous about that at all, and anything.
First of all,
yeah,
I am no man's side horse, okay? It's either Cinnamon or it's me, and you've clearly chosen Cinnamon, and you know what? That's not even what upset me. What upset me is that you didn't even have the balls to tell me yourself. I had to find out about it from other people. Oh, Mr. Thomas is riding around on this beautiful horse. And I was like, I haven't seen Thomas in days. Do you know how that makes? I felt like a fool, Thomas.
And you had every right to be, and that was on me. And I thought that I just didn't understand that you'd be so impacted by my decision, and I see where I'm wrong, and I deeply
We
apologize.
were intimate together.
Yeah, as intimate as a horse and rider can be, which is deeply.
Yes.
Okay, well, hopefully we can recover from this, and I just hopefully while we're on this mission, we can be cordial at the very least.
I will try. I'll do my best. If you promise not to be such a dick.
Ooh.
I promise to not be a dick, but of course, I cannot not be myself.
Well, this was at the very least productive. Okay, I am going to go do some shopping. Would you guys like to join me?
Yeah, Ezra, did you wanted to talk to me?
Oh, sorry, I'm Ezra. That was so. I just went to another dimension for about 5 minutes, so I kind of forgot what was happening.
I don't know. I kind of liked the way that ended up, so I think I'm going to resend my. I was gonna never. Never mind.
To the
I'll
magic
I'll go
shop.
shopping with you.
It's nice to be wanted. I have excellent hearing.
Oh.
I like to think that it was Ryvar that broke the news to Thane because you were just like
Yeah.
talking about how you thought it was Thane for a while and then it
Exactly.
wasn't. Isn't that so funny?
Yeah.
And then it really just like cut deep, you know.
So wait, are you into it? Can we?
I mean, we can try it out.
But not in like.
Hey, look, if you're gonna ride me, you're gonna ride me.
Ooh, whoa. Child. She's a child.
I don't know how old I am. I should probably look.
I don't know.
I don't think hair got that long.
I'll go shopping with you, Ryvar.
Oh, we should all go because I might need money.
You might need money.
Yeah. Is there, assuming like a magic shop of some sort?
Oh yeah, easily. And so you finish your drinks very quickly.
Yes.
You go to exit. Thane, as this loud conversation was happening, as you exit, you see an elf man give you just like a little wink as you exit, just hey. And then you continue walking out.
Oh my
and then
God.
you find a magic shop
really
that's
gets going.
open. You find a magic shop, I assume for like some health potions and things like
yes,
that. Or do you want
I would
something else?
I would like to look for that. However, I would also, I know it's only a day and a half, but the village itself is also on water. I just feel like maybe if we could find some potions of water breathing, that might
Okay.
be useful.
I could be a fish.
Okay, so we need one less.
Okay.
Can you still
you...
cast spells? Like, what if we have to fight underwater? Well, I doubt we'll have to.
I can bite. I can turn into a shark.
Okay. Okay, cool.
And I can maybe cast.
Okay, so maybe that's one less.
spell.
Yeah, but yeah,
Sure.
if that's something that's possible, I think that would be something that would be useful for the party.
Yeah.
I would say it's possible. I don't think they have a lot of that on hand at one time.
Okay, yeah.
So I'll say you can probably find 3.
Okay.
And we'll just have to use them sparingly as they're needed.
Okay.
And then you can, as a more common thing, you could buy everyone a health potion, which is a regular healing potion as well.
How much would that be?
Healing potions, I think I literally just said this last session
50,
when I was
50, I think.
50, and then
Typical.
a potion of water breathing. Let's
I don't
see.
even know.
See if good old something can tell me. Da-da-da-da-da, go.
I just wanted to ride a horse. I didn't want it to be weird, you know?
Well,
We can.
It is.
It's never been weird.
I won't make it weird.
Been
I
weird
was
the
just
entire
joking.
time.
I could just be a normal horse.
Do you get to pick what color you are?
Yeah.
Okay.
we'll just say since this is bit more uncommon than just like a regular healing potion,
yeah, for sure, yeah.
We'll say 75 each.
Oh, okay, cool. So that's a total of 225 for the water potions, and then 200 for the health potions, for a total of 425. Can we go 400? Can I negotiate to a 400?
Give me a persuasion check.
Do you guys have gold?
I do.
I don't have any gold. Okay, I don't have any gold.
I have 20.
I know
probably
Opal
should.
had the party fund, and I would
have
assume some
186
sort of
gold.
distribution
19.
happened. 19, I think you can get it down to like 410.
410. Cool. Yeah, I just pay it all myself.
Okay, great.
Thanks, Ryvar.
Well, we went to we got a lot of money from the platinum mine.
Yeah.
How much money did you get? How much money do you have? And why
got
did
a
you
lot of
split it with
platinum.
the rest of the
Because
group?
you weren't there.
Quinn, shut up.
all right.
We have after doing that, I still have over 1,200.
Jesus.
You said that you were gonna need some money.
Well, I didn't know. Well, listen, sometimes potions can be really expensive. Okay.
I don't know. I might have just given you a great deal. I don't know. And I didn't
I mean,
want to spend the time to look it up.
It doesn't allow us to like move any
Chat,
faster.
tell me if I'm wrong.
It doesn't allow us to move any faster or anything. Just breathe under there.
Yeah.
So.
As a pious religious man, I of course have donated all my money to the church, but I will gladly take this free potion that Ryvar buys me.
Okay, so
I don't get a potion.
Everybody has a potion of water breathing except Thane, and then everybody has a regular healing potion.
Always getting left out. I already
Did
had.
you
a
also
potion
get
of
one for
healing.
Wayla or just?
Oh yeah, I'll do
people?
another 50 to give one to Wayla for sure.
Cool. I will add that to her.
If you'll allow it, JMO, as Ryvar is negotiating with the shopkeep, I feel like in the corner, like very, very dusty of this magic shop is like an old, like kind of retro looking cloak that is like, it just looks like it was from ages ago, that no one's really paid attention to it, and would love to put it on and just walk out like I've been wearing it the whole time.
Okay, give me a sleight of hand check.
I do not have Emery's stats. 5.
Okay. As you put it on and kind of take a little moment to like look in a little mirror that they have next to like the clothing part of the magical shop. Take a little moment and you do a little swish and start walking out, and the shopkeeper goes, excuse me, are you interested in that cloak?
Yes, very much.
Are you interested in purchasing the cloak? You can't just leave.
Are they stopping me?
They're not stopping you, but they're yelling after you because you are stealing, and the rest of your group is watching her steal.
Ezra, where are you going?
I'll go grab her. I'll leave out.
How much is the?
We gotta go.
Oh,
it was a cloak of.
I'll turn into a horse. I'll turn into a horse. I'll just say, what color? Boom.
We ride away.
He's very honorable. I'm sure he'll bring her back. So you said you said 450 soldiers.
Sure.
And I hand over the because I added the 50 for 460 total.
Yeah. But she'll just like stare at you and just kind of wait.
Do they like? Do they have like a flavor or anything?
A flavor of in the potion? No, just kind of your standard potion. Yeah.
The Sprite.
That cloak does cost about 550 gold. So.
Okay, yeah, she'll be right back.
What?
Would hate to have to call the guard, the watch.
No need to call the guard. He's getting the guard.
Yes, we have not committed any crimes here. Right, Ryvar?
About to close up shop, so I think if they're not back here in a minute, I'm going to need to call the watch.
Okay, it'll be less than that.
You're okay, boy.
You hear her start counting 1,000, 2,000, 3,000, 1,000, 1,005, 1,000. And at 60, she's gonna call the watch.
As she's counting, I look over it. So you gave all your money away? All of it?
I have 20 gold that I'm using for as a slush fund for dressage outfits.
Great.
We know you got the money, right?
Daddy Warbucks.
51,000, 51,
Yes.
1,000.
Good luck.
Yes.
And I sprint out.
Okay.
Hell, yes. Of course.
61,000. Mr. Thomas, do you run or do you stay?
I am only running because justice needs to be served elsewhere, and I have committed no crime. good day to you. I run.
You see her take out a parchment and start just writing something down. And then
So I get.
I
right
literally
outside the
said
shop.
your name directly in front of her, Mr. Thomas.
I get outside
well,
the
we're
shop.
in the
and
shop enough, easy to describe. You're probably still known by the Watch after what happened with the Amber Dune pack. So
What are you talking about? I murdered no one.
sure.
About that.
Well, with thieves among you now, and presumably all of you running back to your homes, we'll say for the sake of brevity, you'll get somewhere safe
I think I
for
sleep
the
on
night.
the docks.
You get somewhere safe for the night before having to meet Wayla at the docks the next morning. And we'll pick up there when we come back from break.
Oh,
Stand up,
God.
stretch, maybe go steal a cloak, and we'll see you back in just a few short minutes. Hello and welcome back. We are starting at the following morning. Let's go ahead and do a general roll call for where you may have slept after either aiding and abetting of theft or just straight up theft. And maybe if you, I don't know, were a little sneaky when you went out and about in the morning or just waltzed straight to the dock wearing the cloak you stole. Let's find out. Ryvar, since you mentioned that you were probably going to sleep on the docks, is that where you sleep?
I think so, yeah. I think that he is like kind of like laughing as he runs away, and then he's like, fuck, what did I just do?
Yep.
Especially because of his past relationship with the Baldur's Gate Authority. So yeah, I think that he's used to sleeping outside, so I think that he finds like a nest of ropes somewhere on the boardwalk and kind of like curls up, kind of like a houseless person, you know, and yeah, and then in the morning is like careful to kind of just, I mean, he's a brass dragonborn, but tries to hide his obvious presence as much as he can.
Sure. You're actually likely woken up by Wayla, who gets there pretty bright and early, to make sure she can find the captain and get the boat ready and everything like that. So you're kind of jostled awake by Wayla. Ryvar? Did you?
Oh, good morning.
Are
Is
you
everyone?
all right?
Sorry.
Did you
No,
sleep
yeah,
here?
no, yes, I did. Long story. I'm good though.
You can. You'll like put a hand on your. You can talk to me if you need.
Well, just, you know, I was telling you about these fucking goofballs, you know, they had just, one of them stole a magic item. And it kind of implicated me in doing so. And so, and I've also been accused of murder here. I didn't do it, obviously. But I have been accused and tried, and,
I did hear about that with the Amber Dunes, yeah.
Yeah, so I just, you know, thought, as well, you know, get out of here as quickly as I can, you know.
Great. Yep. Okay.
Listen. I know that the last time you were with Opal and I, it was really professional. We're still, everybody, they're buffoons, but they're very capable. Very good, very kind, good people. They just, the little one, she has spent 0 time in society, it seems. So, and if she has, she doesn't remember it. So it's just hard for her. It's not really her fault, you know?
I'm just not gonna tell us about this part of the story, but the boat's this way.
Okay.
And then she'll turn
That's a good
and lead
plan.
you to the boat.
Yeah.
And then each of you show. Oh, bye, Zach. Show up from your prospective houses or wherever you were in for the night. And do any of you? I mean, Thane, you were a horse, so you're probably just fine showing up as yourself.
Yeah.
I mean, you were seen as you
I'm seeing
before
it
that,
myself.
but
I'm not too worried about it.
okay. So you just show up, Mr. Thomas.
Yep.
Any guilt-ridden
Yeah,
anything the next morning?
I locked myself in a prison cell. I just go. I don't know. I don't really tell anybody, but I just like go to whatever I think is some sort of prison and just like overnight just lock myself in.
Yeah. We'll say for whatever reason you walk into just like um uh a prison and the night guards are like sleeping or pretty lax or they see you and they're like, well, no one would just like walk in and you close yourself in and it's not till the night shift is over and kind of that like daybreak shift shows up of this guard and they walk in checking on all the prisoners and see you and guard kind of looks at his list of prisoners that should be here and you're not on this list. So she kind of looks
Um,
at you and says,
yes,
who are you?
my name is Mr. Thomas Gallent. I have
Okay.
given myself a self-imposed punishment because I was nearby to crime.
Okay. You can't just lock yourself in here. There's kind of like that in itself is kind of breaking the rules because you kind of just broke into prison to put yourself in prison. So I'm gonna need you to you can tell me more, but we need you to come out with me, please, right now.
Okay, yes, of course. I'm so sorry for the inconvenience.
She opens the door, which wasn't locked either because you don't have keys to lock it.
Yeah.
Okay, here we go. And she just takes you to kind of the entryway where another guard is waiting more at kind of like a desk check-in almost area. And she puts you in kind of a waiting chair almost and just says, okay, why are you here again? You were near crime.
Yes, I saw a crime happen, and instead of standing up for myself in the moment, I chose to run, and that is not who I am as a person, so I've decided to punish myself. Please do not give me food, for I am going to stay without it.
Okay. And she like looks at you a little bit more and kind of like goes over and whispers something to the person and they kind of keep looking at you and they both kind of like nod like yeah, yeah. Listen, you're punished enough. A night in prison is probably plenty for just witnessing and doing nothing. That's our job. If we had done it, it would be different, but you're free to go. And if you witness anything else, maybe just let a let the watch know,
I
you know,
will.
make loud noises, something next time, but don't feel like you need to intervene either. 'Cause that could be bad.
Excellent. Thank you so much, and I'm sorry again for being a troublemaker, and you'll never see me again, at least not on that side of the jail cell. Farewell.
Okay, great. And you leave, and she kind of goes back to like talking to the. She's like, I'm pretty sure that's the guy. Like, I think he's the one that like hunger strikes and stuff. And you walk out of the prison and head to the docks.
Not yet.
Thane, were you at your house overnight?
No, I just found like some grass to sleep on.
Okay.
I
Then
like
you
to
wake up
ground
there
myself.
and head to straight to the docks.
Yeah, it's like
Ezra would be there too.
Okay. Yeah.
Oh, you guys just snuggled up together.
We had a
overnight?
lovely, frolicking night.
Yeah, I'm sure.
I get
Writing
what
Thane's
Thomas
pretty
sees in
tiring,
you.
so
Saw, but thank you.
You'll find better.
I know.
you
I
walk
know.
together to the docks. Either of you just walking straight there?
Jim, if you'll allow it.
Well, it depends.
I
She's gonna
think
put her
that
foot down at some point.
Thane woke up with Ezra there,
Uh-huh.
but as soon as Thane fell asleep, Ezra's not dumb. She understands what she did. Sure, it
yeah.
was fun, but she needs to find a way out of this. And so she goes into the city and she tries to find a street urchin who wants to do her a favor for a couple gold pieces. And so she spends the night drawing a scar on this kid's face and finding a way to get like gray streak in their hair and
Bird shit.
What?
Bird shit.
Yeah, bird like just like pasted in their hair. And then they find like an old rag of or like a piece of cloth somewhere and they drape it over the kid And then she says, go to the prison and turn yourself in and say that you were really sorry for stealing this cloak and you have seen the error of your ways, and they're going to give you food and they're going to give you shelter, and it's going to be great.
Give me a persuasion check.
At advantage because it's a child and there's gold.
Sure.
Nice.
Yes. Damn. 16.
Okay. The child nods, fully understanding what you want him or her to do. And they walk off. But you're not fully confident they're actually going to do it.
That sounds like a problem for another time. And I'll go back and fall asleep in the field with Thane and then wake up the next morning.
Okay. Mr. Thomas,
Yes.
since you spent all night in the prison, you did see a child that looked weirdly like Ezra come into the cell next to yours at some point in the night. And you're honestly not sure if that was Ezra or not. And when you leave in the morning, the kid was kind of like turned away and sleeping. So you kind of talked yourself out of it. But the more you think about it and walk closer to the docks, you kind of think that Ezra might have been captured in the night and arrested.
Well, I'm sorry to see Ezra go, but spending the rest of their life in prison is what they deserve.
Okay.
Because that was a crime.
So, Ryvar, you're on the boat. We'll get to that in a second. We'll say, Mr. Thomas, you show up, because the changing the guards pretty early in the morning. So you show up next. You see Wayla waiting on the docks. She also passes you on to go onto the boat itself as well. And then finally, Thane and Ezra together also arrive at the docks and are ushered onto the boat. So, we'll say, so you have a moment. You're kind of just off the gangplank that leads from the dock to the boat. The crew's kind of bustling around, preparing the ship. You're not quite ready to depart and to not get in their way. You're kind of just waiting just off the boat until it's ready and the captain kind of can welcome you on. That's what Wayla told you guys to do. So, Thane, Mr. Thomas, you've seen Thane and Ezra walking up the docks.
Ezra, you're...
Yes, Thomas.
Are you changed for the better now after your experience?
Yeah, you're so right. Riding a horse is insane.
I told you I was good.
Yeah. Oh.
Good morning.
Well, good morning. I
Hello.
actually was not speaking of horses, Thane. Good to see you.
Thomas?
I was not speaking of horses, but in fact, the consequences for your actions. Now, I've always said a good night in prison will do the body good. I have always said that.
You did constantly say that.
So I did. I saw the consequences of your action, and I hope the next time you'll think better about.
I will definitely every time, and I like tug the
what
cloak closer.
Consequences? Are you saying that I'm the consequence?
No.
Thomas, I thought that we were over this, and he's gonna walk away.
I can't say anything right around him. Whatever.
Morning, Ryvar.
Morning, Ezra.
Ryvar.
Hello, good morning.
Well, I'm ready for a beautiful boat ride. Cinnamon, of course, will be joining us. I kind of parade
speaking of Cinnamon.
Oh God.
Because I'll say after you left the mouse trap last night, you kind of do your usual like reach out to see if Cinnamon's within the range of your telepathic communication.
I'm scared.
Don't get anything. That doesn't necessarily worry you. But you search and you search. You can't find Cinnamon anywhere.
Cinnamon? Cinnamon. Cinnamon, come in. Do you read me?
Cinnamon told me he'd meet us there.
Cinnamon told you to tell me something?
Yep.
Oh, okay.
Insight check on
I was
Ryvar.
gonna say Ryvar persuasion or deception check.
Doesn't feel so good, does it, Thomas?
I would have read
Oh, boy.
it. Roll an insight check.
What if somebody's gonna ride Cinnamon there?
12.
Okay.
I got a 21.
Okay.
7.
Mr. Thomas, you trust Ryvar. Why would he lie to you about something like that? He probably can talk to Cinnamon in some way. That feels a little weird that he can talk to your horse, but okay, Cinnamon will meet you there. That's fine.
Okay.
And Ezra, no, that didn't happen. For sure lying.
Ezra's like busting. Ezra's like,
I make eye contact with Ezra.
I like pull the cloak over my head.
Wow, this is Cinnamon. I'm sure Cinnamon has a good reason for not speaking to me directly. Everything's a-okay.
Well, you were in the prison. She couldn't reach you.
Consequences of my actions will catch up with me sometime.
Trouble in paradise, Thomas?
Oh my god.
No, everything's fine, Thane.
Just real quick, though. Let's say she forgets where we're going. You can always summon her back to you, right? Just hypothetically.
Oh, I can have Cinnamon by my side in but an instant.
Okay, great.
Sounds like a healthy relationship.
Okay, Wayla.
All
Did
right,
we lift the
so
anchor up?
about this time, Wayla's just been kind of like watching you guys of
Oh
just
boy.
and like specifically eyeing you, Ryvar, of
Yeah,
like,
I know.
yep, yeah, you said it. Yep, okay. This, yep. And about that time, you can sense that the kind of running around and chaos of prepping a boat to set sail has died down. And you see coming down the gangplank, who is introduced to you all as the captain of this ship, Miter Jans.
Whoa.
Whoa,
And you
nice.
see this half-orc gentleman come kind of like stomping down the gangplank. He's in classic attire of a sailor with a white linen shirt, maybe a blue vest over it, a dagger at his side, big boots, braided long hair with a braided beard, the whole package of what you would just dream a captain to be. And he comes lumbering in and says, "What? Ready to set sail, everybody?"
Yes, ready to set sail. I assume that there's going to be no piracy on the board this ship.
Oh, God.
Of course not. I run a trade route.
Let's set sail. Huzzah.
Thank you for the.
Already regretting this, and he'll turn around and kind of from behind usher you all forward onto his boat.
Boat have a name? Does the boat have a name, sir?
Yeah, this is Betsy.
She's a beauty.
Betsy
Thank
the
you.
boat.
Betsy the boat.
I love her.
And just for fun,
No,
here's
why is
Betsy.
it a map?
Betsy.
Why is
So
it a
this
map?
is
We don't
so
need to
you
know what
all
every
board
floor looks like.
board Betsy. It is a 3-story boat, primarily a trading boat. So a lot of the very basically third floor, the bottom will be usually filled with cargo and things. If you explore it right now, it's pretty empty. But the Captain Meteor, brings you onto the boat, and you see his crew before you. There are about 5 individuals, kind of standing at the ready, just waiting to greet you. They seem a little awkward because they don't really know what to expect with like bringing people anywhere. They're just a trade ship, so they usually pick up cargo, drop it off. They don't know how. They're not like a hospitality crew by any means, so they're kind of standing at the ready, but awkwardly ready to greet you. And as you walk onto the deck, the captain kind of goes down the line and introduces everyone to you. He says, here's my first mate, Shenzi. If you need anything, please
Aw.
go to her first. I don't necessarily deal with the day-to-day things. And Shenzi kind of speaks up, and Shenzi is, as you can see, a white tabaxi with some black striping and details to her. She seems pretty seasoned. Despite being white, you can kind of maybe see a little graying in some of the black around her face. But she holds herself very highly as like squaring up her shoulders, speaking very eloquently to you. You can tell that she's a very seasoned sailor. And similarly to the captain, wearing kind of casual clothes, maybe a dagger at her side, but not warriors by any means, clad in armor or anything like that. Next person is he introduces, and this is our cook, Atticus. And before you, you see a man with a giant orange mustache and flowing hair. He's standing before you with kind of arms crossed, like, hi, and seems a little lax compared to the others, maybe less nervous about people being on board. Definitely stained shirt being the cook and everything like that. Next, he introduced the gunner. Her name is Ro. She's a brunette woman with her hair back in a braid. She actually is one of the few that is a bit more armed. But as the gunner, if you know anything about ships, she's kind of more in charge of the artillery. She actually has a bow across her back, and things like that. And she has a little bit of elven or fey qualities to her in her face as well. Next, we have he introduces the lookout. Her name is Evra. This is a blue-haired woman, and she is standing there again in almost blue clothes that kind of matches her hair, hands behind her back. It's kind of squinting at all of you, more kind of eyeing you up, trying to glean some interest from you all of just who are you and why maybe you're on this boat. She seems a little bit more interested in you as people than just the fact that they have people on the boat. And then the next two he introduces as the general crew. You have both Faro, who's an elf man that with brunette hair, and he just seems delighted that you guys are here, very happy, very excited. Greets you with a big smile and a wave.
That's so funny. I'm good.
And then the final one you see of the general crew is Tax Saber. And he
Is Faro singing Kumbaya, perhaps?
you weirdly hear some humming coming from
Yeah.
Faro.
Okay.
Songs that you
Can't
don't
blame
recognize.
Evra. Oh,
Adequate.
shit.
Adequate.
Oh, shit.
It would be funny if you were still like, I don't get it. Tax saver.
Tax Saber, who's that?
Tax Saver.
Oh,
Wait, so
Tax
you
Saber
gotta let it
also
that's
read
the
means
coolest thing in the fucking world. It's
Amazing.
amazing.
So you know the crew, their general jobs, as you'll be sailing with them for about the next day and a half, until you reach the
yeah.
trading post. Again, the captain addresses you all and says, well, you know their roles. Please don't disturb them while they're at work. I ask you to, yes, you are guests on this ship, but this is not a cruise. This is not a tour. This is just getting you from one place to the other and helping the trade business in at the same time. Wayla's briefed us a little bit on what's going on. We can get you to the trading post, no issue. Should be there in about a day and a half, like I said. That's about all I got.
Thank you
talk
for
to Shenzi if you
accommodating
need
us.
anything.
Thank you for accommodating us, Captain.
Yes.
Can
and
I
there's
do just like a general insight check on the group, but mainly him when he says specifically the like we're a trade route.
Yeah, sure.
If I know anything, Adequate can be trusted.
That's a 19
Adequate.
on the die.
Ooh,
Plus 6, 25.
excuse me. You can tell that the captain doesn't have time for this. Like he is a trade ship. That is what he wants to do. He wants to get back at it, but he's taking this time to transport people, and he's not a people person.
Okay.
So if he's aloof or anything like that, it's more along that, though he is earnest in getting whatever issue resolved that has been interrupting his trade route as well.
Perfect.
All right. So, you guys set sail. You have about a day and a half on this boat, to chat amongst yourselves, to just hopefully not get seasick. Which with that, have any of you never been on a boat?
I don't know if I have.
I'm a land creature.
I think that as a part of his like military training stuff, he was probably
Okay.
on a boat like, at least a couple of times.
Yeah,
Yeah,
sure.
I've probably been on a boat, but prefer to be
Okay.
on the back of a horse in a field.
Everybody go ahead and give me Constitution saving throws. With advantage for those that have been on a boat before. It's a low DC, but we'll see if maybe someone gets a little seasick.
I just became proficient in Constitution saving throws.
Perfect.
I got a
19 for me.
natural 20.
Nice.
I got
plus
a
five.
19 as well.
21.
18, 19, 21. Wow.
It was
Okay.
it wasn't a disadvantage, right? If you hadn't been on a boat.
No, it was just advantage if you had.
21.
So those of you that have been on a boat, easy peasy. This is second nature to you. And you notice that surprisingly, especially Ezra, who is, as we all know, a feral child
Yeah.
that has never been on a boat, she gets her sea legs instantly. She is loving sailing. She never stumbles when a wave hits. She rocks right back and forth with the boat. She is just, it's like she was made to be on the ocean. And Thane is almost the same way, of just like weirdly quick how fast he just acclimates to being on the ocean.
Good. Well, great. Ezra, get off the banister at least. Don't walk on the edge of the ship, please.
No, but watch. So when the wave comes, if you wait and then you jump as it comes, and then you are in a different spot on the boat than you were when you started.
Can I try that?
Yes.
Thane, give me a
Yeah.
dex check.
Okay, I thought it was a 1. It's a 7, so it'll be a 9. Still not great.
Not great. You don't hurt yourself, but you don't have exactly a smooth landing. You jump just like too early, so it like is still kind of like pushing you, and then kind of like buckles your knees a little bit. As it's like coming back up to meet you, and you're like, no, okay, nah, that didn't work.
Having that happen to me in real life now, I'd probably blow out both my knees.
Oh yeah, definitely. And so whatever you would like to do for this first day at sea, I will say after kind of those introductions and set sail, the crew goes about their business. Atticus goes to the kitchen. Abra goes up to the lookout nest. The Pharaoh and Tack stay kind of on the main deck, just cleaning, sweeping, making sure the masts are all good, things like that. And the captain and first mate are at the helm, where Ro is in the middle deck, kind of checking gunpowder and ammunition, things like that.
She's a good one, I think.
I think that, unless anybody interacts with him specifically, Ryvar's just enjoying being on the ship. I think that he meditates on the deck, and tries to just kind of
sea travel music and sounds. So I started that.
Kind of has some meditation on the ship to kind of get in tune with the ocean in that way, in the water, and feel the motion of the ocean, and I think that he just kind of takes it all in.
I heard that at the brothel too.
I'm gonna go check out what the cook's cooking. Just want to make sure. Really, I just want to go see if he's gonna serve rabbit at any point.
Oh no.
You see, if you go down there, he is currently chopping up some vegetables and seems to be preparing a stew for the evening meal that'll kind of steep throughout the day. And lunches are kind of always just he'll prepare like grab and go stuff, maybe like sandwiches and some easy to just kind of munch on as you go. There's no
Chips.
formal lunches as opposed to a dinner. So, but currently, because it has to, steep so long to be nice and good, he is making a stew of some kind.
You're not cooking any rabbit in here, are you?
No, not a lot of rabbit to find as, easy to take with it. It's more, beef, some lamb.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure I have a strict no rabbit diet.
Makes sense, given.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Rabbit. Yeah, that's why
You're
I did.
beautiful.
I know.
All right. Well, goodbye.
And he gives you a little wink, and then you scurry upstairs.
You ever want to ride a horse? I'll walk away.
What? Was a little confused by that, and then kind of goes back to his chopping of vegetables. Anybody else want to do anything at the day of travel?
I keep turning to and making jokes and turning to Cinnamon, but Cinnamon's not there.
Yeah.
So I'm just I'm kind of sad. Just watching Thane from afar.
I would like to think at one point Ezra was like the closest to you and goes, I don't get it.
Oh, Cinnamon? Cinnamon? Oh, everything's okay. Fun to be on a boat. How's everything going with you and Thane with the horse thing? Saw you right away earlier. That was kind of fun.
Yeah, it's fun. Horses, crazy. That was fun. Would do it again. 10 out of 10.
You're gonna keep on having this relationship with Thane. You're gonna keep going doing the riding on the back thing.
I mean,
Okay.
I can barely think 2 hours ahead, so.
Yeah, gotcha.
Yeah.
Cool. And if you choose to do that, that's great, and it seems to bring you joy, and I love that. So.
I feel like you're mad at me.
No. I'm not mad at you. I promise.
Are you mad at me?
No.
If you were mad at me, would it look like that? Though, what just happened?
If I was mad at you, I would curse you and condemn you to hell.
Ezra, give me an insight check.
Don't like that. Insight?
Mm-hmm.
Oh. 12.
He might be like a little mad at you, but not enough to curse you and damn you to hell. But there still might be something there.
Ryvar says sometimes when we lash out at other people, it's because we're mostly mad at ourselves.
Wow, that is, Ryvar is very deep. That's what I love Ryvar about. I wonder who that's in reference to.
Well, for this instance, it's you. Oh, was I not clear? Here's the thing. I think you're upset with yourself, and that's why you are feeling the way that you're feeling about all of the circumstances surrounding the issues with Thane.
Huh.
Maybe you're mad at yourself about the way that you treated Thane. I nailed it.
Huh. Thank you. I got to go for a walk.
Me too. And I'll walk off in the opposite direction.
You just both start circling the boat, but like oppositely.
I'll go up and down the stairs, like to the lower deck, to the upper deck.
All right. Well, your first day at sea, uneventful.
Woo!
It's a beautiful sunny day. You enjoy the ride. The sea is pretty mild, so it's not even stormy or anything like that. If this is your perfect day at sea and your first day at sea, it's the best. Like you couldn't have asked for a better.
I do think it's for the best that Opal wasn't here. I feel like she wouldn't have liked this.
That's a very good point.
I don't know.
Well, she's
Shanzi.
true.
Yeah.
Shanzi's pretty good at it.
You think cats can't be on the water, Ryvar?
No, I think Opal can't.
Oh. We'll never know.
Because she doesn't have hair.
Just because she's afraid of
Because
water.
sunburn?
Yeah.
It's because I think she's afraid of water.
Oh.
But I don't think that all Tabaxis are afraid of water. I think Opal's afraid of water.
Opal's gonna be so mad that you told us that.
Why?
I don't know. She's afraid of water.
Listen, just because there's something between you and Thomas doesn't mean you need to drive wedges in.
There's nothing between us.
Whoa.
Good morning.
Mr. Thomas?
Beautiful day. Love being on the water.
Oh, wait, I guess no, it is still the same day. So.
I was gonna say, we'll say that this is you all gathering for dinner. There's,
Oh,
you
yeah.
know, the group call for stew. It's a classic beef
Yeah.
stew.
I'm impressed with all of you. You did very well at
Thank you.
feeling fine, I guess.
Not vomiting.
The stew is amazing. What's in that? Parsnips? Carrots?
Parsnip.
Atticus kind of looks at you. Carrots. Yeah. Carrots, beets, radishes,
Ugh.
onion.
Ugh.
Ugh.
This is
Ugh.
all the good stuff.
Eating stew with your hands. Oh, okay. Got it.
I love stew. I love stew.
I'm a fan of stew. Yeah.
Stew? Love it.
Yeah, I mean, great
Thane,
meal.
do you
We've
want
all
to
been
make
friends for some time. I feel like we should be able to come up with something better to talk about.
That's what true friends. We don't need small talk.
We can sit in silence and still be
Yeah.
okay. You know?
Yeah. But it is beautiful weather today.
Oh, couldn't ask for a better day.
Oof.
What would you like to talk about, Ryvar? You're not bringing anything to the...
You're not bringing anything to
Table?
the table.
Do you miss Opal?
I do miss
Yeah.
Opal.
Exactly what to say.
But I'm very glad to be on an adventure with all of you again. I feel like it's been a while.
Yeah, it's been a
has.
while. Some people missed out.
You know that wasn't our fault, right?
I don't know who to blame, to be honest with you.
Well,
Well, I apologize if I had any part in not letting you be involved. Like, actively not reaching.
Apology accepted, my friend.
I apologize. Same thing that Ryvar said.
That's, I mean,
Apology not accepted. Didn't feel genuine.
you try. Listen, you gotta meet it somewhere in the middle.
Trying so hard. I'll try again.
You'll
later.
get there. You'll get there.
At this point, I kind of wish something would just attack the ship so the two of you could work together.
I could pretend.
Okay.
I could be a shark and like ram the ship.
I don't think you can swim as fast as the ship.
I probably can't.
You'd have to get in front.
Immediately get left behind.
And Thane won't be joining us for the next sessions because he's somewhere in the ocean. We'll say awkward small talk ensues throughout dinner.
I was gonna play the quiet game.
The captain says you have your choice of kind of the center area on either the second or basement level of the ship. The hammocks and like actual beds are for the crew, and that's pretty much all they had. They didn't expect to have company, but you all have your camping bedrolls and whatnot, so you can kind of makeshift a bed. The captain's quarters is this area at the front of the ship, in the bottom deck as a little bit bigger, so he heads there. And then on the second floor, kind of these hammocks are taken up by the crew.
I ask if it is unsafe for me to sleep on the deck of the ship.
I mean, I don't think you're gonna roll overboard unless you sleep by like where the gangplank goes out, so
Just, I
Should
feel
be
like
fine.
it would be an opportunity missed to sleep under all those stars.
Ooh, that's a good point. I'll join you.
fair enough.
Oh,
Right.
I'll join.
Okay,
I love the
so three of
stars.
you set up your bed rolls on the deck of the ship.
Me
Ezra?
in between Thane and Thomas, of course.
Ezra, do you want to join us on the top? We're gonna look at stars.
Okay.
Maybe Thane can tell us some constellations.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
He'll go into. You guys will fall asleep pretty quickly.
Yeah, honestly.
I like to think that's like
But
a
it's
nice
kinda nice, though.
lullaby
It's
of
like-
just looking at the
I
stars,
I
hearing all
turn into
the.
Neil deGrasse Tyson.
Honestly, this sounds so fucking peaceful and nice. Sleeping on a boat, looking up at the stars, like that sounds amazing.
You
As
know
a
what would be
rabbit explaining
crazy?
Stars too.
It would be
What?
crazy if each of those constellations was designated to a personality trait.
That wouldn't make any sense.
No, you're right.
You mean like that bowl right there that we can clearly see represents the way I act?
Yeah, like you're stubborn, and when you're unfull, you're impossible to be around.
Well, that doesn't make sense.
Yeah, that was far-fetched.
Yeah.
She writes
One-
something down.
One by one, you are all lulled into sleep, and eventually, Thane, you yourself find sleep.
I talk for a little bit after I fall asleep, but I.
Aww. Stars. And so you all find yourself asleep for the evening on the deck of the ship, slowly being peacefully rocked to sleep, not enough to make any of you sick. And
Yeah.
hearing the waves and crashing against the boat itself is just maybe the best night of sleep any of you have ever gotten, of just
Zach
like the
might
perfect
be asleep.
scenario.
Genuinely, I mean, I'm geeking out about how good that sounds. I want to get on a boat so bad. I'm honestly having a journey of self-discovery right now that I think I might need to sell our house and buy a houseboat.
Great. Okay.
Get on a
I
boat
love that
for
for
a night
you.
first.
Wow, okay.
Emily's not here, so she can't say no.
That's how that
Apparently.
works.
That's how it works.
Emily, join us in the chat with your feelings.
Yep. So, as you are all asleep on the deck of the ship, nothing happens. You have a peaceful night.
God, thank
You wake up the next morning,
Thank
you know, you
God.
have about a half day before you reach your destination to maybe set a plan of attack, maybe talk to the crew some more, do whatever you need to do to prep, knowing that you're about to arrive at the trading post, which isn't the Gripply village, but where a lot of the residents of the village seem to be now, and where the main hub of trade happens. So when the captain goes from port to port, they only stop here. They don't actually go to the village itself.
Okay, so if a snake comes up to me, if one of the snakes comes up to me, I'm gonna, "Wah!" and then I'll like cut it with a. Should I use fire? Should I use water?
But first, you have to determine if the snake is indeed evil. We don't want to be killing innocent people because we have done that in the
Skeptical.
past, I believe.
What?
My-
I'm not going to comment on that, but what I will say is I think if you... I don't know, I think some of the common knowledge maybe that we can use is like, you know, if we have attacks that do poison damage, probably don't bother. I feel like serpents might be able to withstand something like that, perhaps, or...
Yeah, they love
Oh.
poison.
Yeah.
I could be a
Love it.
snake. I don't know.
Definitely don't let them bite you. I think that's what we need to avoid
Yes,
the most.
number one rule: no
Some
biting.
of them wrap around you too and really squeeze.
Oh,
Oh, gosh.
Yeah.
Yes.
so maybe we stay away from them. Ranged
Well-
situations.
I'll be riding quickly by on the back of my noble steed.
Yeah.
No offense, Thane.
Where's this noble seed?
You heard Ryvar, she's meeting us there. She probably took another boat.
Yep. Or she flew there.
Well, that's a newfound possibility, yes.
I look at Ezra and I try not to laugh.
Oh, Ezra's crying, laughing. Ezra's like doubled over, holding her stomach. No one's ever been this into her jokes.
Well, we'll say then, you all pull up to the trading post. Clouds have rolled in, not enough to be stormy, but just to kind of darken the day a little bit. And so you can't make out the trading post a lot until you actually get there.
Oh.
And from afar, you see kind of a ramshackled trading post in front of you. It is one main building that is still a decent um, distance away as the docks come out pretty far from the actual building itself to allow for bigger boats to come into this tiny trading post. And so you see the docks that come out very far. That seems to be where you're headed. You see a main building of a trading post, and then you see some kind of like shack-like buildings around the trading post that might be for the merchants or for extra storage or something like that around the main building, but it's still pretty small. And as you get closer, you also see some like makeshift tents put up, and the closer you get, the more kind of crowded you can tell that this trading post is, as you see some frog-like humanoids walking around, and coming in and out of the trading post and their tents and small campfires around the area, as well as you can see that there's a significant amount of refugees that seem to just be kind of finding a place that they can call home for now around this trading post.
Must be worse than we thought.
Sad sight.
Once you actually get up to dock, the crew seem to have no intention of leaving the boat. They're staying on the boat. The captain walks up to you and says that he can come with you if you would like, for just like a familiar face for these people. Because also as you get closer, you can tell that there are a smaller band of these Gripply people that seem to be armed with spears, nervous about the approach of a boat, even if it looks familiar. And you can start to hear them speak. Which, does anyone speak or understand Abyssal?
No.
And you don't know what they're saying. You just
Oh
hear
no.
deep croak-like sounds from these creatures as they're talking to each other in clearly nervous language about this boat that's approaching and seeing strangers on the deck that they have not seen before. So the captain, all right, we're here. If you want me to come and be a familiar face or help translate or something, I can. I
Do you
can come
speak
off.
their
But
language?
yeah, mm-hmm.
I think we
But
can handle ourselves.
it's a little broken, but I can communicate enough. I've been
Do you
speaking with
speak
them
their
long
language,
enough.
Thane?
I think we can get by.
Think we need to know their language?
We
They
can
do
get the
speak
point
common
across. I
as
don't know.
well. It's just a little. It's they speak common about as well as I speak Abyssal. So
Oh, well then we'll be okay.
Yeah, we've handled ourselves and worse. I think
But thank you for your offer. We will let you know if we need it.
you've done
Great.
enough.
Yes, of course.
Thank
And,
you.
know,
If we-
we'll try to make this quick for you.
If we start raising our arms, screaming help, please.
I'm out of here. Got it. And he walks away.
If you see a horse, it's for me. Okay, let's.
Okay.
Yeah, she should be here somewhere.
Yeah. Cinnamon, come in.
You don't get anything. She's not within a mile of you.
Damn.
I could resummon her, but she's her own horse, and I'm not the boss of her, and she can be frolicking in some field and do whatever she wants. Really, it's fine.
Not like her legs are snapped at a forest anywhere.
Yeah, right. She wouldn't have taken any fall damage.
Yeah.
Oh,
So you exit the boat and start walking up the dock, and again, very clearly see a group of Gripply with spears pointed in your direction. They've stopped talking amongst each other and are just holding their ground, waiting for some communication or something from you all, being strangers arriving in this trading post.
I will cast Divine Sense, which
Okay.
means that I can know the location of any celestial fiend or undead within 60 feet of me. Just-
Fiend, undead. You get a ping of celestial from Wayla, and that is all that you get.
Because
I
being gay
looked
is
away.
celestial.
I looked away like need to speak
Gives
to her
you a
about
weird
that.
look back. What?
Perhaps Wayla is an angel of some sort.
Oh no.
But lean to Ryvar. Is that a pickup line from him or something?
Really don't know. I think he likes to fuck horses. Probably fun.
Okay.
He definitely likes to fuck horses.
Wayla continually regrets her decision for agreeing with you all.
They're good people. They're good people. Hello, friends.
Ripley.
We are friends here to help.
Give me a persuasion check at disadvantage.
Disadvantage, but I'm going like this.
There's some concerned citizens here to offer.
Okay.
To offer a little help. I finished the sentence with.
Oh, yep, that's all, folks. Upon that.
And my favorite town is Lake Peak, and my favorite number is 7.
What did you get?
A horrible roll. Persuasion 7.
With a 7 persuasion, they talk amongst themselves in Abyssal. Do not seem to lower their spears. One of them kind of steps forward and says something in Abyssal to you, and jabs its spear a little bit towards your direction. But you can kind of sense that maybe not all of these people speak common, but some of them might that would have communicated with people a little bit more, like maybe one of their leaders.
I try to say something in Draconic, just in case.
No effect.
Yeah.
Sylvan.
Nope.
Druidic.
You just start rattling off all of the languages you know.
Okay.
They don't seem to recognize any of them. It's Abyssal or nothing.
I say, where's the bathroom in Orcish?
Do you have a
You hear
library?
from the boat in Orcish. It's all around you. It's an ocean.
I put up both my hands, and then I like gesture to all of us,
Mm-hmm.
and I gesture in the direction of their village,
Mm-hmm.
and then I do this with my hands, and I do this, and I like just fight it.
Uh-huh.
I'll start punching it.
Yeah,
see what's
yeah.
happening.
And I'm like,
Okay,
yeah, I'm getting
okay,
Give me a performance check with advantage.
With advantage.
Nice.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah.
Now you're playing charades.
Guidance, if I can.
Sure, yeah.
They won't stab me.
It's not great, but I'm gonna roll that guidance D4, right?
Yeah.
16.
Okay, with a 16, they at least seem to get maybe what you're saying.
Yeah.
They aren't like continuing their press forward. And so they've stopped that. The one that kind of did step forward and jab near you a little bit, still holds its spear out, but backs up, says something to those around him, and that one turns and walks away, and they kind of like close the gap that he made. So you are still at spear point, but hopefully that one is going to get someone
I think they're going
that
to get someone. Let's
We
just check.
attack? Oh.
can speak to you all. So a couple minutes later, that same Gripply warrior returns. This time accompanied by a very a much older looking Gripply, as old of a frog as you can think of.
So wrinkly.
Yeah, very wrinkly. Her hair grayed. The little bit of hair that these creatures do have, hers is very grayed. And she's walking with a walking stick and comes up to you and speaks firstly in Abyssal. And upon no recognition on any of your faces, in a very broken common that sounds almost caveman like, with just kind of saying the important words and anything. Why here? What want?
Ooh.
Warriors, to help kill serpents.
Give me a persuasion check.
Why am I the one talking? I should let Ezra
Guidance.
I don't know. Guidance.
Guidance.
Fuck. Is it just a straight one?
Yeah.
11.
I would say you're a formidable enough group that it wasn't a hard DC to say, like, you know, you are warriors.
Yeah.
And
I hope Paul knows it.
and upon now seeing how much you are struggling, even in common, Wayla steps forward and touches her chest and says, "From Candlekeep, we are here to help." And with that, helping the maybe low rolls along a little bit, this Gripply nods her head and says, "Come, follow." And she takes you into the main trading post, where there is a very, very small kind of tavern. It's mainly a place that, like, as your ship is getting loaded, you can maybe have the one kind of ale that they might have on hand and some stale bread. So it's not exactly luxury by any means. And even more so with the pure population boom that this little trading post has had, there is even less to offer. But it does have a couple tables. She brings you into that room and sits down with you and touches her chest and says, "I am Pond Mother. These are my people. How can you help? You go to our village?"
Yes.
Yes.
Very powerful.
Take us there.
"Oh, no. We not go back.
Is there
We
like
can't.
a map? Is a map?
I can say how get
Great.
there."
Good. Did serpent people attack? How many?
Yes. Hard to count.
Dozens?
Numbers.
Hundreds?
Not more than 20, 30.
Any difference amongst big, small?
At least one big, very big.
Very big.
That must be their leader.
Some half.
Magic?
Maybe. Some seemed more humanoid than serpent.
What they want?
Our eggs. And our temple.
Temple. Who? I'm trying to be on her level, man.
For the sake of storytelling.
Yeah.
In a very broken comment, you
Yeah.
get from Pond's mother that her village did get visited by a group of humanoids called Yuan-Ti. And this, at first, was a peaceful group that truly seemed to want to help them, that were helping them kind of restore their temple in their main part of the village and restore their homes and seemed to be there to help. And then a couple weeks later, a different group came, and anyone who resisted was either captured or killed. And they slowly, an initial group kind of ran, and then slowly some more refugees have been coming of those that have been able to escape. They don't know how many are still in the village of Gripply. They don't know how many Wanti. They also describe um the humanoid ones and a mix of serpents that either have the head of a serpent, the body of a serpent, or arms of serpents. There are three different type of serpent mixed humanoids, as well as rumor of a larger creature being seen at some point, but not seen clearly enough that it's one you could have gotten away from. So it's kind of maybe a legend, maybe something more to just those people. And they rushed everyone out of the village. The village was quickly overrun. They seemed to be interested in the temple and seemed to be interested in eating the Gripply eggs in front of the Gripply.
Oh,
Yep.
I was about to ask if there's any potential of peace to be found, they think, but
These guys are freaks.
Yeah, Pond Mother would say there's no way she would think that they would negotiate any peace.
Good. So we'll have no qualms about slaying them.
What they are doing is not right to you. We will end it.
Consider them dead.
Thank you. Thank you. As many of my people to be saved, please. Save.
Are there
course.
still more still there?
Yes. And our eggs. I assume some left.
So I say this like to the group. We'll need to be careful about the area of effect type thing.
Can't promise collateral damage.
I
I
said
can't.
be careful.
Okay.
That as he will.
Hopefully she doesn't know what collateral damage means.
I doubt it.
Use big words.
If there are people still there, time is of the essence. We must go.
Yeah, how far?
Speaking louder doesn't make it better. But
How far?
she says that you can go by boat. And big boat that you have won't get you all the way there. You'll need a smaller boat to actually get into the area. And she basically describes it kind of split into two, well, really three parts of they have where they keep the giant crabs in a large area just outside of the village itself, and then they have kind of like a break point that has almost like a little dam that still lets in water to almost a little lagoon, but not the crazy waves and current of the ocean. And at that point, there's a small little lagoon before the actual beach where a lot of homes, even her home is, and this is kind of their expanded village after getting run out of their main village that actually is within the forest, the Cloakwood Forest, as well. So
did we see any like rowboats or anything on our ship, or are we gonna need to procure a boat? Okay.
You would know that a boat like that still has a like kind of a couple of smaller boats that you could use.
Cool.
That would be like rowboats or whatever they're called on like cruise ships for emergencies of like abandoned ship kind of thing. Yeah, lifeboat. Thank you. So there are some and you would just need to talk to the captain to see if he's willing to drop you off.
Should get to our boat.
Sure. Yeah, we'll make haste. We'll make haste.
We will return with your people.
Hey, Ryvar.
Yes?
Cinnamon told you that she was also going to be meeting us on the second
Cinnamon didn't
island.
tell me anything. You're gonna have to summon her. All right, we should head out.
Zach straight up said that. That was Zach. Cinnamon didn't say anything. You're gonna have to straight up summon her. Let's go.
Bond's mother kind of looks at you guys.
Okay. I had to
Okay.
get you on the boat. Okay, I'm sorry. I
If you
apologize.
need anything, please. What we can offer, we will. It is not much.
No, you need
But
not
thank
give
you.
us anything, unless. Are the crabs still there?
Yes.
Ooh.
Not all, but there are some that
Perhaps-
likely haven't gotten out of their pens.
Perhaps we could release them. At bare minimum, it could cause some chaos.
Release.
It is chaos for you less at the village. They are separated by rock and
Oh, they're
A
too
gate.
distant. Okay, I was thinking maybe if the Ronti are like there, we release the giant crab. The giant crab and the
no.
Ronti fight. I didn't know if it could be that.
I was
kind
thinking
of
we
situation.
eat the crab.
Okay, well,
very
We get a
delicious.
crab for reward.
I'm a lobster man.
is there I guess the only other thing you could give us is there any secret entrance or something like? Probably not. I don't. Asking every question.
No. You can access our old village with the temple via the forest or water, but that is harder to describe of how to find, and forest has its own dangers.
I think what we should do, though, however, is if their village that is currently are they? Do you know if they are currently are they currently there?
They who?
Serpent people.
Yes.
Okay.
Both places.
So I think what we could do, and I kind of say this to the group, perhaps we take water breathing potions on the other side of the lagoon, swim under the lagoon, and then attack from the beach. I doubt they would expect that.
Just
That
be
sounds
careful of
fun.
the giant crabs.
Oh, they're
That's-
in the water. Okay, yeah.
Yes.
This sounds less fun.
Presumably. In
don't know how many
water,
giant
in
crabs I
pens
can-
in the water, if they might get excited and
Perhaps
break
you
out
can
of
turn into
pens.
giant crab, so they would not want to attack us.
I'll research that.
Okay, but that's stuff that we can discuss. We can discuss the how. We will return with as many as your people as we can.
I could be a giant crab. Well,
Oh.
think about it.
Bye.
Thank you,
Thank you.
Thank you.
Mr. Thomas. I pulled Mr. Thomas aside.
Okay.
Yes.
I know we've had our differences, but to have Ryvar lie to you like that, it's just, I'm so sorry.
Are you kidding me?
I'm still processing the fact that he thought he had to lead me here, and
Yeah.
You would have
And
gotten on the
honestly-
boat.
I
yeah,
hate this.
yeah. But anyway, I even if Ryvar thought he was lying, I still think that Cinnamon is, because Cinnamon would have told me if something's up. So I think just Cinnamon's just having a day to herself.
Cinnamon's
and-
dead.
Why?
He flew away.
Yeah. It's harder to die when you can fly.
It's actually, I would
Way
say, easier for a horse to die while flying than on the ground, I think. Well, it's neither here nor there. I just wanted to say I'm sorry. It was uncalled for. Just
Actively addicted. Higher session.
Well, I saw that you and Ezra had that horse moment. That was nice. And Ezra confided in me and said that she thinks it might go on.
oh,
I did.
It'd be like a thing.
oh.
Oh,
Hey.
Hi.
Hey,
Yeah,
I
it
couldn't
was a
help
lot
but
of fun.
notice you guys weren't following, so I walked back. What's going on?
Oh, nothing. We're just
yeah.
talking horse talk.
Thane, can you tell Ryvar that I'm mad at him?
What?
Ryvar, Mr. Thomas is mad at you.
Okay, I'm sorry I lied to you. It was rude and I don't really have a reason. I think sometimes I just do the easy thing because it's easy, but I should choose to do the thing that is more difficult.
Huh? Someone speaking?
He says he apologizes because sometimes he is easy and he wants to be more difficult, I think.
But that's
Oh. Okay. Well, let's get to the second island.
Yeah.
And Cinnamon, if you're out there, meet us there.
Cinnamon is definitely dead. I
tried
don't want to lie to you anymore. Cinnamon is dead. Remember how you fell into a river?
Yes.
Cinnamon probably didn't fall into a river.
I would never send Cinnamon to her death. So Cinnamon's alive and just having a
You-
good time.
Didn't send Cinnamon.
You can summon her at any time.
Maybe I will.
He was like,
And
go be
Cinnamon
free
doesn't-
to a flying horse, and it did, and then time ran out.
Cinnamon doesn't die, right?
Yeah, she's not real.
Yeah, she's not.
Yes.
Oh, God.
No.
I have to go.
Cinnamon may be a spirit from that I conjure, but
Right.
Cinnamon
So-
knows that she's dead and feels pain just like the rest of us.
Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't know that. I thought she was kind of like an illusion.
No, she's a real horse.
You should.
Well, I think a real horse is better.
Are you implying? You know what? I don't want to be mad right now. We're on a mission, so
I
I'm
nudge
just.
Thane, thinking I'm doing something good.
So,
I'm over it.
big old snakes, huh?
And by now you're back at the boat. And you see the captain and his crew just kind of waiting on the
I have to
deck
say
of the
this.
ship.
I know we don't always read chat messages during the session, but Bees just said that her dog's name is Cinnamon, and she's looking up right now because we keep saying Cinnamon over and over.
Cinnamon.
That's amazing. Sorry,
He's a
Cinnamon.
good boy, Cinnamon.
Maybe girl. We don't know.
Good dog.
Good dog. She.
She.
See?
It's a she.
Okay. Confirmed. Anyway.
Who's a good girl? Cinnamon.
So you all get back to the boat. The captain and crew are anxiously waiting. What's gonna happen next? And as you walk up the game plank once again, the captain turns to you. So, how'd it go?
Good. We're going to
Good news.
need a smaller boat.
We've got another job for you.
Okay. I have like one smaller boat.
How much money are you losing on this trip?
I mean, not any more than I would just be generally losing by the lack of trade here until this is all sorted. So
We're doing you a favor.
So how much?
Wait,
Just
I mean, we don't have. You
give
don't
me
have-
a
you got-
I mean, and he kind of leans back, factoring in paying my crew and the time it's taking, and if we would have cargo to trade here, probably 200-300 gold pieces.
Yeah, but think once we get this trade up and going, how much you're gonna make, and you're helping us do that. So the reward is.
I would just be making what I was already making before this
before
unfortunate
this
events happened.
But we're fixing that unfortunate event.
Yes.
So you're welcome. So can we have a boat?
I mean, I'm not
That really tracks with
hiring
me.
you to do that. That's not doing this as a favor to Candlekeep because they've been customers to me.
Right.
Okay, great then. So will you please lead us to close as your boat can go and give a smaller boat when we get there?
Easy peasy.
I don't know why that sounded so funny in that accent. I need smaller boat and closest you can go.
Get your boat there as much as big boat can go, and then give a smaller one.
Yeah, I have like a small.
Here, gosh, jeez. Here's 100 gold. Is that just gonna help your attitude?
Yeah,
Mr.
actually will.
Fucking-
All right, so you guys need to go to the
Mark
village.
that
Yeah, I mean,
down.
I can get you as close as I can. But yeah, you'll need to go in the rowboat. I can
Can we
send.
take all of your crew members?
No.
Okay, just thought I'd ask.
One where none of us are fighters.
Atticus
we
looks
are-
like he could wield it.
I mean, we can handle ourselves, but where you're going with what I heard to be serpent people, I don't think I would like to expose any of my crew to that necessarily.
Of course, no. Yes.
But one will be able to go in the rowboat with you. Is this like you can probably fit 6 people, and then
So that you can make sure you get your
boat
rowboat
back.
back.
well, yeah, I mean it's not exactly a dock that we're going to, but you'll see when we get there. Come on board. And you all come back on board. You set sail again. This time it's only about an hour back north. So you likely passed this and didn't notice that you passed it as you were heading towards the trading post itself. But you get there, and in the distance, you see these kind of docks that come out, but they're like of varying levels. There's 3 towers that actually are made out of wood and almost look to be lookout towers with kind of a platform that goes around a central tower that looks over this massive expanse of a dock system that you can see even from far away on the boat. Looks to be rather precarious. And I will, where'd it go? Share a little image of what you see.
Whoa.
So it's a bunch of kind of crisscrossing, almost maze-like docks that make up what you believe Pond Mother was describing as kind of where they keep the crabs. Being frog folk, they can probably traverse this easier than some other people would be able to.
Oh boy.
But it seems very precarious. And as you get into the boat with the first mate, she's the one that will row you all there, Wayla included, to kind of as close as she can get. Which, let me pull up a quick map for you to choose
Why do you
exactly
need a map?
where that
Why
might
do you need
be.
a map?
What do I need a map for? You think?
Why is this boat a map?
So all of these kind of dashes that you see over here are the pieces of dock. And as you can see by the tiny little squares, each of those very tiny squares is 10 feet. So this is a massive system of docks, hundreds of feet long, that crisscross and go back and forth, that you can choose kind of which entry point you want to be dropped off at. Obviously, south is going to be easier because you can kind of get there quicker, or you can kind of make the rowboat go all the way around to a more north point. And where you see the squares on the map are those towers that kind of sit a little higher, about 10 feet off of the docks themselves, that seem to be, again, a lookout point or just a place away from these docks that have waves crashing over them. Some are already sunken into the water, while some seem to be a good foot out of the water. Nothing seems not traversable, even the ones sunken into the water are only a foot or so deep, but doesn't look fun, I'll tell you that.
And we're ultimately trying to make it over here.
Right here. So right here's the breakwater,
Oh, okay.
and that's what makes this lagoon area that like the breakwater and the gate that's there stops the like big waves from coming fully in, but allows water to come in enough and keeps the crabs out that might have broken out of any pens or cages that might be in this area. And then very far in the distance, you can kind of see some houses and buildings in the distance, but no detail yet.
I mean,
Is that what all the dots are?
Yeah, I think so. Is the dots the houses?
Yes.
I mean, is there, like, do we want to just go here and, like, that's the shortest distance?
Yeah, because I'm not
Yeah.
very balancy.
Yes, I will fall in.
What's the con of that? I can't really think of one.
Well, it looks like it's a little bit harder for our lifeboat
Crabs.
to get to.
Oh, so like our
There's just
rowboat, like
crabs.
it'll be more difficult to navigate the rowboat there.
Perhaps, yeah. That's
Okay. Well, we can aim for this one, and then if not, we can like go at one of these further back ones. But we can just like try to aim for this one because we're coming up from the south.
The big boat was, and so if you wanted to stop just south and then continue just on the rowboat, or stop more to the west to kind of directly come in with the current, maybe kind of whatever.
I don't know. I kind of
be.
don't understand. I kind of don't see a reason why not to like have the boat out here and then take the rowboat just straight line into here.
Well, we gotta like go around those crab things, right?
These are those crab things.
Yeah, we gotta like go around them, but so it's
For
not
sure.
like straight. But
Well,
yeah,
this if the big boat comes out here, then we can just go straight into here. There's none of those things to go around.
Yep.
Try it. Let's do it.
Okay.
It's gonna be too easy, and we're gonna die.
As you get closer,
2 points is a straight line.
as you get closer, in the rowboat, you start to see large figures under the water moving around. Things that you can assume are these giant crabs. Right now in the boat,
Well, they
don't
meant
seem
giant.
Yes, they are giant crabs.
Big ass crabs.
Horse-sized crabs.
Should I make them fly?
I would maybe save your energy for
Ugh.
danger.
Fine.
So as you get closer, once you actually get to like the outermost docks, you can tell that this area kind of in general isn't that deep actually, which is nice if you fall in, but also means the crabs are much closer to you. And in a rowboat would be aware of your presence maybe more easily than maybe on the dock where you can kind of stealth a little bit, maybe get around more easily. You honestly don't know which might be better, to drop yourselves off a little farther out and walk, or use the rowboat as a larger thing that could maybe attract them, maybe not. It is up to you, but we'll say you have that choice kind of at this point, right before you kind of get into the thick of it, to choose to continue with the rowboat or into the thick of it, or continue with the boat or on foot.
Continue on the boat. On my boat. Boat's my vote.
I gave my opinion quite heavily after the last thing. Like I should.
I vote for boat.
Boat for boat.
Can I try to? I know I can't speak crab, but can I try to do like an animal handling check to like we're just passing through crabs? Whoa.
Sure. Yes, you
Can
can.
he Chris Pratt his hand?
Yeah. Can I try to prat this?
Mm-hmm.
Prat this bad boy.
That's
Please
a
roll a
dirty
natural
20.
one. Okay.
That's a dirty 20. I really wanted to.
Dirty 20? Okay. I'll keep that in mind as you guys continue. I need someone to give me an athletics check.
Absolutely not.
It's gonna be basically you're gonna be the one that's helping Shenzi get this rowboat through this shorter area. I mean, like I said, the squares are 10 feet, so there's still like a good couple 100 feet to pass through and everything. So it's not like you're gonna crash into the docks, but it's mainly like as there's crabs moving around, as the waves get a little harder to manage, hopefully you don't capsize.
I rolled an athletics check and I rolled a 10.
Ooh.
Good, pretty good.
That was what you needed.
Oh,
So you are able to help with many people on this boat get this rowboat into the dock. And these aren't docks that you can usually tie to, so I need everyone to make a dex check to safely get off the boat and onto the platform.
Just straight up dex or acrobatics?
I'll allow acrobatics.
Okay, cool. 16.
Or athletics, if that's better. 16?
Yeah.
9.
14.
I got a 4.
Oof.
Okay. What did you get, Thane?
14.
Roll for Wayla. Okay. Ryvar, you easily make it.
But everybody follow me.
You get off the boat. You're all great. Basically, wait. So Thane, you got a 14,
Yep.
and then you guys got pretty low. Wayla got a nat 1 on the die.
Oh my god.
So Ryvar, you basically see comically as you easily just whoop pop yourself out of the boat. That was just enough to offset people, and Mr. Thomas like steps forward and like cranks the boat at the same time that also Ezra does, so it even more cranks the boat, and the boat is just going like this, where kind of all of you get tossed into the water briefly before making your way onto the docks, and you notice around you crabs are all the more aware of your presence. They might be holding off for now, but they are very much aware of your presence, which might make some rolls to get to another 600 to 700 feet
We've got
until
crabs.
safety. A little bit more difficult, but we'll get to that next session.
I like to think that it's like those like cartoons where Ryvar gets off and the perspective is on him, and then you just start hearing all this like crashing and stuff in the back, and he's just like still facing forward, just like every like sound that happens.
And you see Shenzi immediately paddling away, just like it's not my problem, not my problem.
Wow.
But yeah, so you've made it onto the docks.
Oh man!
But we'll see with maybe
this is where
some
JMO thought we were going to
stealth
take our
checks.
break.
Maybe.
Can't wait to kill these crabs.
But yeah, we'll see how you fare in the crab maze at the top of next
I'm just
session.
gonna throw fire at them, and then we're gonna have a feast. It's gonna be great.
Yeah, I'm sure that'll work.
I did just take a 3rd level butter spell.
Butter.
Amazing. See, you're just gonna have a nice gourmet dinner waiting for you next
I'll
session.
crack open their legs with my sword.
Sure. Good luck with that, guys. I really believe in you. But we'll come to that in 2 weeks. Thank you all so much for joining us online and in the chat. Hope you enjoyed the chaos that always is this group, especially I guess without Opal. So we miss you. Please come back. Save them. We'll see if maybe she does come back. And maybe another guest might come back next week as well. We'll see who will be joining us in 2 weeks for the next installment of this chapter of Candlekeep. And as always, everybody say bye.
I love you, Cinnamon.
Bye, Cinnamon.
Love you, Cinnamon.
Cinnamon.